Are you listening?
Whoa! Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, morning. We got a Hillbilly here. This is it.
Oh, they did the old switcheroo.
Oh, hold on. Boom. Oh, look. It's a hillbilly.
And guest speaking in his own normal spot.
Nice. Nice. I want to welcome everybody to Super Fast Tortoise Morning Show Coffee Hour of Power. Lots of fun things going on. We got a kind of a cram-packed day, so we're going to try to get things out of the way really quick because I want to watch this video with you guys and get our honest reactions. Ooh. But we're going to get to the card of the day really quick.
Card of the day. Combo breaker.
Ooh. Crackle with power.
Ooh.
Yeah, this card is an all-star in Commander. I don't really see this doing much in Standard, but in Commander, this wrecks face. You gotta have targets and you gotta push into X a lot, heavy. Crackle with power costs 2 red, 3 X. Crackle with power deals 5 times X damage to each up to X targets. So you have to have targets for each 3 instances of X you put into it. Ooh, powerful stuff. Powerful card. I've wiped the game with this. It's pretty solid. And for the picture of the day, boom, a redneck nativity scene.
Nice.
I saw it and I thought, man, that's funny. I was going to call it a hillbilly scene, but that's more redneck than anything.
It looks more like a hillbilly.
I just thought it was hilarious. Yeah, I mean, you got a camel, you got Maria, Jose, Jesus, Angel, everybody in the entire nativity scene is there. The only thing we don't have is the 3 kings, but that was hilarious. I thought it was funny. I had to share it. Yeah.
Wow. Holiday gold, sir.
That's right. Holiday gold. Boom. Then I know one person because we get into the Darc Raven shield spot, and I know one person. Boom. Who wants to share? Hey, let's look at this. Hillbilly might need to turn off the background.
On my way.
Just wait a minute.
So far, so good.
Mute your phone, Hillbilly.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I was trying to hurry up.
You're good. You're good. I've been in that predicament before. Look at that box. Woo woo. All right. As she opens that box, I'm going to do the shield spill. Give her time to open the box. All right. All right. Boom. So, as she's opening that box, I want to remind you of what she's about to show you. And you can find customized dice bags and everything at, oh no, where did it go? Oh, here you go. You can find it. You can find this dice box at cardsartopia.com. You can find dice bags at cardsartopia.com. You can find lapel pins, like dice bags that look like this. Ooh, fancy. Lapel pins that look like this. Boom, boom, boom. All at cardsartopia.com. It's amazing. And just because I have it here queued up for some reason, boom, TCG dude's here. Yeah. All right. Let's look at this. Ooh.
Dang.
That's pretty.
Now, don't let that box be smarter than you now. I think it is. Oh, no.
But there it is.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool looking box.
There
I
we
like
go.
it. Look at that
Fancy
red
with
mana
the-
symbol.
A nice clasp. Hold it together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Black, this dang old box is smarter than me, too.
Hey, yeah, sure it can happen. All right, let's see. Okay, look at that.
Yeah, she said tape.
Is it tape on it?
Yeah.
Dark?
All right, yeah, we're gonna have a great clip out of this one.
Thank you. I love it.
Flat knife. What you need.
But yeah, no, it looks fantastic.
It looks fantastic. Oh, yeah, we got comments. So there you go.
Here we go.
Oh, there's dice in that box.
Ooh,
Yep.
nice.
So probably a little bit of the heat adhesive keeping it together.
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool looking dice.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Whoa! Look at that. You got horses, butterflies. This is how I rule.
I'm jealous.
Funny.
Yep.
You better be
Very
jealous.
funny.
I
This is
love
how I
it.
roll.
That's right. Pony.
So beautiful.
Pony. That's right. Look at that.
Thank you,
Woo!
Darc.
It's pretty amazing. I like the design, the
I did
lavender
too.
design on it.
I did too. It's so beautiful. She did an amazing job.
Yeah, look at that. It's very
I'm
girly
jealous.
though. Very girly.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, of course you're jealous. You got a nice bag for now.
That's true.
That's really cool. That's really cool. You know what? You got that dice bag from Carnes Utopia too.
Yep.
Yep,
Sure
he sure
did.
did.
Yeah,
you
boom,
go.
look at that. That's pretty cool.
Like it.
Pretty cool. Boom. Now, oh look, faces, everybody. Faces. Let me get this going on. Oh, I want
Oh,
to
Billy.
go over
Fix
here.
your camera.
There we go. I
Go here.
was fixing my green screen over here, having TCG difficulties this morning.
It all happens. Let's go. There you go.
All right, thank you. Done
Thank
fixed
you.
the camera.
All right. How you guys doing today?
We're doing good.
Good.
Gravy.
Nice. All right, try and share the screen. There we go. Got in theater mode. Let's keep our faces on because I don't want this to fill up the whole screen. All right. But I like how it says in the show with, and it shows the Magic the Gathering screen. There might be commercials in here. I don't have YouTube Premium yet.
Ah.
You know.
Mrs. Hillbilly, put your camera down just a little bit.
I could present if you want. I have premium.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
If you want to do that, we can do that.
Yeah.
Well,
You're welcome for the premium view, by the way. You get paid more for that. I'm just playing.
All right. So yeah, if you got the premium version, that'd be cool.
All right, give me a hot second here.
Thank you.
All
Right. One hot second. Two hot seconds.
Exactly.
Right,
I'm gonna go to the Magic the Gathering channel. I guess while you do that, or while I find it, y'all can banter about something.
So we can officially say that this video has been brought to you by TCG Dude. hope you enjoy the experience you're about to receive. It's going to be epic.
Very epic.
Look, you got a little sponsorship.
Oh, thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah, time capsule. Hello.
Yeah, no, I had plans to do my own show for this yesterday, to be 100 with you. But I had to call it early, dude. It's like when you have a kid and that first month you're just a zombie and you don't know how you're awake operating through life. Yeah, man. But with everything going on here, I just had no sleep the last few weeks and I just had to crash last night. So yeah, I was even still tired this morning. But yeah, I'm gonna end up doing my own video that's probably condensed down, just like nitty gritty on some of the mechanics on this. But this will be a really good, fun live stream. To just discuss openly with y'all and live react.
Yeah, if you did it on your channel yesterday, I would have joined you in chat. I just couldn't join you in stream.
Oh yeah, no, all good, man. I probably passed out 5 minutes after you texted me back yesterday. All right, now let me get to clicking on here proper. I'm gonna share my screen. Yada yada. I think that's it right there. Oh, cool. It shows a tab or a window. We'll just do the window.
Right. And it's better if
With
you
a
put it in
wall.
theater mode. Yeah.
Is it now?
Yeah.
Dark.
Oh, it cuts it off in full?
Boom.
Okay. So it's gravy now?
Yeah, it looks gravy.
Okay, cool. And I got
You're
it
in
on.
control.
Awesome, thanks. And I have 100% volume on here, so we'll do a quick volume check for everybody in chat.
I'm not hearing it. Hold on a second.
What? All right, I'm going to start playing it again.
No. It is super quiet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, excuse me.
You're good. No.
How about that?
Better up than in.
I just went from 60% volume on my PC to 100%. That should change it. Here, let's try again.
We're not hearing nothing.
Mm-mm.
Why?
All right. Well, we're figuring this out, y'all. We got this.
Oh, right. Well, probably because it's shared screen. I have no clue. Last time I did this, it worked, but I don't know
Also
the
share
dynamic.
tab audio. All right, we're gonna try it this way. I tried a different one here.
All right.
The whole set's going to
There
be
you go.
revealed today. We're
There
going
you
to
go.
talk about the structure of the set. We're going to talk about all the cool treatments and tons of rares, uncommons, commons, whole thing. And I should introduce my guest, Carmen Klimperens, who is here. Howdy. She was the lead on the set, knows everything there is to know about Ravnica Remastered.
Is it everything though?
All right.
Everything.
Everything. No, that's they're probably just going to shill us on some like special treatments and try to woo us with like kissing our butt, being like, this set that we have plenty of cards of already is going to blow your mind.
Well, I mean, that could be the case. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel I'm gonna throw this out there early, just so there ain't no funny feelings. I'm jazzed about this set, dog. I'm all about it. I'm not saying I'm gonna pay heavy for tons of boxes, but for what I do buy, I'm gonna love the hell out of it.
Oh, Ravnica is my set that I got. Ravnica City of Guilds is the set that got me into Magic the Gathering in 2005.
Where it all started.
Right? Where it all started. And I've been to every Ravnican pre-release since then. So I am jazzed and excited about the set.
Okay, cool. But you can still poke fun because it's your show.
Yeah, I'll poke fun because I got an idea of some of the stuff that they'll spoil because of Facebook, and I'm like, okay, let's get this. Let's understand this.
Right.
Facebook.
I've been tuned out, man. I'm telling you, like, in my Facebook, I'm kind of I've got like maybe 200 friends on mine, and only a handful of groups. So I've really in the shell. Your show's called In the Shell. I've been in the shell for this.
What? Oh yeah.
All right, let's get it.
And so much more about the past of Ravnica. We spent the last 10 minutes just talking about old draft formats set in the world of Ravnica. So if we go off the rails and start talking about back in the day, you'll have to excuse us. We're just very excited.
If we put on our old people pants and say back in the day, pardon us.
Right.
About this set and Ravnica Remastered and all we have to offer. So we're gonna dive into it. This is I will note before we get started, Throwback Tuesday. We're calling it.
Sure.
Also happening today on Magic Gathering Arena, Cons of Tarkir is being re-released as well.
Right.
Full of
fetches!
Three-colored goodness.
So
So
fetch.
if you're on Arena and want to
Stop trying to make fetch happen. Okay? It's not gonna happen.
get your taste of a little older Magic, Cons of Tarkir is there for you. And if you're looking for the tabletop side of things, we're here to talk about Ravnica Remastered and spill all of it. All of it. All right. So let's jump into it. We're gonna kick things off and kind of talk about the overall structure of the set and where you're pulling cards from and also just show some cool cards. The first card we have is an oldie but a goodie, Cloudstone Curio.
Woo! All right, perfect time to pause.
Oh yeah. Look.
All right. Did you want me to read off the card here for the
Yeah, you can
viewers?
read off the card if you want.
Okay, cool. So on screen we have an artifact, BMC of 3. It's called Cloudstone Curio, and its text box reads, whenever a non-artifact permanent enters the battlefield under your control, you may return another permanent you control that shares a permanent type with it to its owner's hand. So that could be another artifact on your field, an artifact land, an artifact creature.
Non-artifact permanent.
Oh, non-artifact. Oh.
So if you played a dinosaur, you can get a dinosaur back because it shares a creature type. Or you can get another creature back if you play a creature. If you play an enchantment, you can get another enchantment back from your graveyard to your hand. Look at that.
All right, there we go. As I sip my coffee and wake up my brain a little bit more.
Well, it is the morning. Gotta wake up.
Yeah.
Look at that. They're showing 3 arts. Now, here's one thing I don't
Damn.
understand. Is the old bordered art, right? Like the old border frame.
Uh-huh.
Like, ironically, the original version was in a different frame already. Why did they just go back to that frame? You know, the 8th edition frames?
Well, yeah, the 8th edition modern frame like we see on the left here.
Mhm.
To answer your question, I'm that demographic.
But I do like the full art variant. That looks pretty.
Oh, it is. It is really good. And I noticed that it has a Japanese name there, so we got some overseas action for the artists there, and can definitely see some of the influence.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, I think it looks kind of nice. Like the old artifacts in their classic brown color. You know
Right.
what I'm
I like
saying?
that part. I like how they're in this classic brown.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to that, like some artwork do not work with the old frame. I think they should, if they were going to go all out, they should have on cards like this. They should have gone out of their way to make artwork for the frame to match the frame's look.
Yep.
You know, because like if they're really going to charge like $200-$300 a box for this, you know, show us that you care enough to pay attention. Yeah. I mean, this card's exciting, by the way. It's really good.
Oh yeah, I know, absolutely, man. I feel you. I don't know. Personally, I have to contend with that though, because these orange reddish clouds and the ground there kind of does complement the brown in this case. But I can see what you're saying though, how it can contradict, it can contrast. very sharply.
No,
On the
you
next
fight
card,
to the
shall we?
death on that. No.
I will. I'm sorry. It looks good, bro. I'll die on that hill.
And you'll see the 3 different versions here. So right off the bat, so these are the 3 treatments in the set. Carmen, tell us about the treatments.
Okay, so we have the retro frame treatment. This is something that you see in a lot of our remastered sets, and it's something that a lot of enfranchised players just love. Right?
Huge fan.
Who doesn't love the brown border on the artifacts?
Yep.
And just the text pops. It looks so good. And then we have
And what did I say? I'm just playing.
this
Text pop.
Japanese art style treatment that a lot of people are kind of saying, you know, why this? What are we doing this on Ravnica for? Originally, this is from War of the Spark. That was the first time that we ever did this, so it felt fitting to bring it back for Ravnica Remastered, given that War of the Spark took place on Ravnica.
Yeah. Speaking of which, so this, you know, we talk about Ravnica Remastered. This is pulling from all the sets that have been in Ravnica, including, as you said, War of the Spark, which our next preview card demonstrates. There it is. Oh, nope, that's not the card. We've got
They messed up.
Nicol Bolas Dragon. There it is.
There we go. Oh, that's a classic, bro. Tortoise, did you want to read that one off?
I'll read that off. This is one of my favorite Nicol Bolas cards. He costs a blue, 3 black, and a red. He's a legendary planeswalker. Bolas. He comes into play with 4 loyalty. Nicol Bolas Demigod has all loyalty abilities of all other planeswalkers on the battlefield. Yours, your friends, your neighbors. As long as their planeswalkers are on the battlefield, he has all those abilities. All right. +1. You draw a card for each opponent. No, you draw a card. Each opponent exiles a card from their hand or a permanent card they control. -3. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Pretty solid. -8. Each opponent who doesn't control a legendary creature or planeswalker loses the game. Saucy.
Oh yeah, man, that's a classic card. And so personally, when I got back into Magic circa 2020, one of my purchases I didn't really talk about too much was Japanese War of the Spark. And I kid you not, dog, I got in early before the Jake and Joel hype train and Amazon boxed those at 120 a piece, got 3 of them.
Nice.
Yeah, and I would chase, like, of course, the alternate art Planeswalker set. I didn't happen to pull this one in alternate. But to see it reprinted is nice. It is really
nice.
good. And it's, of course, on theme. I'm curious if they are going to have alternate arts, which I'm going to assume that there's going to be an alternate art for this. But, of course, they're going to wait until the set, like, you know, drops for that to be known.
And kind of surprisingly, I'm not against it, but I'm actually kind of surprised that they're bringing cards from War of the Spark into this game, this set, because it's, even though it's set on Ravnica, it's not really a Ravnica themed set. So it's kind of interesting because it's more of about the Planeswalkers, the war. Beautifully done. The commercial for that back in the day was just on par, Linkin Park good. And but here, I'm glad they brought him in, but like it's just interesting to see, like, you got all these different sets, and all of a sudden you got the set with cards with proliferate that weren't in the set before. You'll see what I mean later.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. But hey, man, if you got Planeswalkers, proliferate fits the bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna press play on this bad boy.
Go ahead.
So talk a little bit about where you pulled cards for this set.
So it actually goes even a little bit further than just sets that took place on Ravnica. We cared that the cards took place on Ravnica. There are some things like Krenko Mob Boss. That was M14, I want to say. We know Krenko lives on Ravnica.
Yeah.
And we know people love Krenko. And if we're going to give people the best of Ravnica, we're not going to leave those characters off just because they happen to originally be in a core set or Battle Bond or Jumpstart or something like that. We want to give people the best of the best.
What? You mean the best of the best can't stay in my M13 and M12?
Right, so if they're set on Ravnica and people enjoy them, probably in this set.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Well, now that's not to say that we don't. This set does have a pretty strong guild theme to it, though. Obviously, right?
Right. Whenever designing, especially the gameplay of the set, the first thing that we cared about was guilds first. These
Yeah.
are the things that you'll hear people say, I'm a Demir mage, I'm a Gruul mage. You see people with the logos as tattoos. We knew that is what people love about Ravnica, and so first and foremost, we wanted the guilds to be the star.
Yep. And so,
But why don't they
we're
do
gonna-
a tattoo-themed secret lair for guilds?
Oh my
Right.
goodness. I have to say that's a good design focus though. You know what I'm saying? And the tattoo thing, and yeah, you do see that everywhere, right? Or not everywhere, but like kind of commonly in the magic circles.
Yeah, that like a Simic tattoo would be a tattoo I'd get.
Oh,
If I had a
with the
tattoo.
tree?
Yeah, I love
Oh.
blue-green.
Oh, okay. You said if you had a tattoo, you don't have
Yeah.
any tattoos?
Nope, I'm all bear. I'm a bear slate. I'm too
Oh,
furry to get a
man.
tattoo. I'm a bear.
Wow.
I'm a tutu bear.
Well, okay then. On with the show.
the whole show is going to be structured around the guilds because Ravnica. But we do have a couple guild leaders at times to show you off.
Leaders.
Yeah, that's right.
Ravnica's been through a lot, but here is Savra, Queen of the Golgari, and oldie but a good.
Ooh, bro.
That's new art.
All
some
three of
good art.
these. Oh, these look so good.
Like the old border on this card looks good.
No, yeah, and the borderless too. She looks. Yeah, I'd take her out for a chalupa. All right.
Really?
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and read this one off. Y'all don't mind.
All right.
Okay, cool. Savra, Queen of the Golgari. Her CMC is 4 for 2 generic and black and green. And her text box reads, whenever you sacrifice a black creature, you may pay 2 life. If you do, each other player sacks a creature. Whenever you sack a green creature, you may gain 2 life. So,
Oh, my Lord.
yeah, definitely gonna be rocking the table with her elf shaman legendary, type there.
That's pretty cool. And pretty solid. 4-drop, 2/2. I don't know if you run it as a commander, but it's definitely a 99 card for sure. Like, especially in a Golgari graveyard themed sacrifice deck. So I'll go with Jund Aristocrats, or it can go into like a Golgari Dredge deck, maybe a Sultai Dredge kind of deck. That sounds pretty cool.
I'm thinking more of a elf deck.
Elf Ball.
Yeah, you could do elf, you could do shamans, a combination of the two. Yeah, there's a lot of potential here. You could do clerics, humans even. They don't have to share her type if everybody in the 99 shares a type.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Plus, if you have like Grave Pact and the other card, Dictative Erebos, this card gets even nastier.
Yep.
Right. I mean, yeah, her when you sack a black creature, you can pay 2. It is an edict for the entire table, and it says each other player. So, like, you don't have to sack 2 for their 1. It's just 1 for their many, which is
Right.
nice.
But in the Ravnica sets, there's a lot of green-black tokens that you can use it with this.
Oh, right. So you're gonna get a 2-for-1 on that.
Yeah.
You'll get both texts. That's cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm
yeah.
thinking of. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. On to the next.
On to the next.
Goodie with some new art there. It's got the retro frame in the middle and the Japanese-inspired art on the right. I think
I can't even front. I'm probably gonna buy a Japanese print of this product because I want that old frame Savra in Japanese text so
Wow.
bad.
I have a whole
This
box
one's cool.
of Japanese War of the Spark.
Oh yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. Maybe I'll hit you up about some of those. There's a few singles in there that I'm after, but I got 3 boxes of that, so I got some of that lying around too. Yeah.
it does quite a bit of work.
Yeah, it's so nice in Commander. And I think one of the luxuries of a remaster set like this is you get to revisit characters
luxury of a remastered set.
Yeah,
who
remastered.
are dead. I've been
Yeah.
playing forever. The first draft format I ever was good at was OG Ravnica. Those are the first books I read where I believe Savra dies. So it's pretty hard for us to
The
reprint
Golgari
this
have had a few
character.
leaders over
Yeah,
the years.
right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Whenever death is your guild's whole thing, well, So I think it's really cool that we get new art, we get new frames, and if you like this card, playing with it, this is how to get new versions of it. This is the way to upgrade them.
Yep, absolutely. Next up, we have Karlov of the Ghost Council. So this.
Ooh.
Well, we both like
Jinx,
it.
you owe me a Karlov.
Wow. I want to read this one, unless Hillbilly wants it.
You go ahead and read it.
All right, Karlov of the Ghost Council costs a white, black, legendary creature spirit avatar or advisor. 2/2. Whenever you gain life, put 2+1/+1 counters on Karlov of the Ghost Council. You can pay a white and a black. Remove 6+1 counters from Karlov Ghost Council. Exile target creature. This is a spicy little limited bomb here. This is good for Cube. This is good in the commander scene, but I really like the flavor this goes with. Like, you can make an Abzan token deck with the last card we just looked at and still rock it because it deals with that.
Yeah, like a Carador deck or something.
Exactly. Yeah. What's going on? All right.
I'm gonna press play on this bad boy.
Press play.
This was one of those cards you were talking about, relatively new addition to the world of Ravnica.
Right, and this is one that is pulling from a commander deck, right, or a commander release, but everyone knows this is the Orzhov guild leader.
Yes.
Right, so making sure that this could be included and play.
Oh, murder at Karlov Manor. Oh, that makes sense now.
Someone killed the ghost.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's who think one of the coolest cards.
My apparition.
From Ravnica are going to see this and know that we did everything we could, right?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. This is a fan favorite. Really cool card, and I've got a couple different versions of it. Okay, so let's.
Small flex, but okay.
I'll flex that small flex.
That overall structure, but this set is also meant to be drafted, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So talk about the makeup of the packs a little bit.
So in all of the packs, we actually have what is called a mana slot. A lot of the things are going to be your normal draft booster, what you would expect from that. But instead of a basic land, there's a mana slot, and that could contain a few.
A mana slot.
Instead of a hold on, guys, stop the press. What if instead of a basic land, there's a mana slot?
What? It's not like they didn't do this. It's not like they didn't do this before with guild gates when they guaranteed a guild gate in every pack with the chance of getting a shock line.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
A shockland.
Shockland. I gotta refill my coffee. I'll be back.
Oh, bro, I'm in the same boat here. Hold up, let me theater this real quick. Yeah, let's. If we could all just like take two real quick, refill our coffees, and reconvene.
All
right, cool.
Boom. Hello, Miss Sibley. Like, I just muted myself. What's up? You having fun hanging out with us?
Yeah, I'm having a blast.
All right. Well, while we're waiting, why don't you talk about that song of the day that you was thinking about? Like,
Creed?
yeah.
Oh,
know,
that's a good song.
yeah. Was it Arms Wide Open by Creed?
Yes.
I used to love that song. I remember going around school and I'd be like, with arms wide open.
My friend got me hooked on that song.
Oh, they were a good band. Like
Mhm.
what we were talking about years later, they did an interview with the band. They're like, we're not supposed to be a Christian band. We were never a Christian band. We just got sucked into this world because we made one good album that was very like Christian themed, and we
Yeah.
kind of got stuck in the stereotype. So we had to stick in there just to make the money. It says we didn't really, supplant into the Christianity. And I'm like, well, that's interesting news to know because everybody thought they were a Christian band.
Right.
Even Hillbilly thought they were a Christian band. Even though I just totally made that up.
Yeah.
Not the Christian thing, but the Hillbilly.
All right, got my coffee. Just need the water. Hold up. Sorry, folks.
Oh, you're
It's
fine.
important. H2O.
Oh, you want Gatorade? Gatorade is better.
No.
Gatorade.
Water.
Gatorade.
H2O.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks. Water sucks. It really, really sucks. It sucks. If you guys know what movie that's from.
Yep.
The water boy.
Yeah, that's right. Mama says, Mama says
Mama,
magic is for the devil.
Yep.
How's everybody in chat doing? You guys hanging around? James Willis, you doing pretty good? James, I love your response. Blake didn't get fired yesterday. Oh my lord. Yeah, it's like Christmas appreciation. We fired a bunch of employees so they can spend more time with their families. Hallmark movie. All right. All right. I hate when you do that.
Alrighty then.
Oh
Let's
no.
do this. All right, thank you all for waiting. I normally would have everything
You're
kind
fine.
of ready to go, but it was a late start this morning. Man, the
That's all right.
snow this last couple days has been crazy too, man. I didn't even look at the stats, but it must have been over 2 feet of snow in like 4 or 5
Wow.
days. Yeah. All right, let's get to it.
You could get a guild gate.
Which I think we have. There they are.
Ah, guild gates, trauma. I mean, ooh, look at this though. They managed to squeeze the symbol into each of the arts, whether obvious or not. That's super cool.
They've been doing that on Guild Gates for years. These are all non-original artwork.
And they'll do it again. I'm just kidding.
All right. I need a
Right. Perfect.
Plug them in.
You also could get a signet.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, you could even get a rare in this. You get an extra rare.
Okay, you know what? I was talking caca earlier about the basic land slot being taken over with the mana slot, but to get
Yeah.
a signet where a basic land would be, okay, I see you, wizards.
Rare in your pack
And a
that's
red.
going to be either a shock land or the card Chromatic Lantern. But
Ooh.
Ooh, you're telling me that you can double up in these boosters, 2 Shockies, 1 pack. Ooh.
Yeah, that's right.
you know that shock lands are something that a lot of people are.
And is that the original art? Get out of here.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah. You made a TCG dude very happy today.
going to care about whenever they engage with this set. So giving people extra opportunities to open them was at the forefront of our mind,
Yep.
right? That's just the cool stuff. Everyone knows Steam Vents, Watery Grave,
Yep.
Stomping Ground, whatever it is.
Yep. And that was a gimmick in previous Ravnica sets as well. So, like, I believe it was Dragon's Maze. You could get either a Guild Gate or a Shockland. And
Tortoise called it.
this kind of takes that to the next level because you can also get a Chromatic Lantern in that slot, which is pretty cool.
I don't know. I'd feel pretty bummed if I got the lantern over a shock, to be honest. Like, I've got enough of these.
James, well, it's me and SFT don't need signets. We got the old G ones. Hell yeah. Let's see.
Right. Well, see, that's the thing, though, is that y'all gotta remember is that even people we know that are YouTubers have only entered the Magic space in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Right? Ravnica, original Ravnica came out 20 years ago almost, in 2005, dog.
Yeah, 18 years ago. Well, in 2 years,
Yeah.
it'll be 20 years.
That's what I'm saying. So James, not everybody has signets, okay?
James, look. You want to know something interesting about James Willis?
Yeah.
All right. The fact about James Willis is he used to flip and sell Magic cards at cons and conventions.
Yeah.
He had a collection big enough where he literally traded Magic cards and other junk for a car. This guy's been around. He's amazing.
Well, I bet you can get around in a car.
No,
Just playing. I'm just playing. No, that's really cool though, man. Very, very entrepreneurial, self-driven kind of go-getter of you. I respect that.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna press play on this bad boy. Before I do, that old frame chromatic lantern looks fantastic, just like it did in Brothers War. But that
I was about to
borderless
say, it ain't the first
looks
time.
actually, yeah, right. Ain't the first time, but that borderless actually has what seems to be some stained glass chromatic looking art on there, which I think is much more fitting.
You know what would have been cool is that stained glass work had the guild symbols throughout it hidden. That would have been amazing.
That would have been pretty ninja of them. You know what's really funny though?
A clown.
Well, it can be, yes. This background looks like some walls, and I'm getting chandelier vibes over lantern. I'm just saying. Chromatic chandelier. Yeah, that's a new name for that card. We don't call it lantern here anymore.
Right.
Right. This just lets you live your 5-color dream if you open it in one of your draft packs.
Yep. And we didn't show them, but as note, the guild gates will have retro frame versions as well. You can see those in the card.
Ooh.
That's actually really cool for the like myself, the demographic who likes retro frame restricted commander decks. That will help the mana base so much.
Right.
Art image gallery after the conclusion of the show. All right, so the way we're going to run this now is we're just going to go guild by guild. And we're going to show off cool stuff that each of the
that makes sense.
Guilds have. We're going to go through mythic rares and rares, uncommons, commons, booster fun, and just talk about the archetypes. So
as he looks at the camera, guys, did I fuck that up? Oh. We're 45 minutes in. We're good.
Let's kick it off with.
Oh, and there we go. We'll get back to theater, and we're gravy.
Alphabetically first, the Azorius. So some classic Azorius staples.
I have a copy of all those cards.
Carmen.
Yeah, and
Right, and I guess I'll pause them so that we don't have to hear them talk. Good choices for Azorius. I'm sure there could have been better choices, but actually, believe it or not, I have a jank Azorius modern deck that runs Lavinia with suspend. Like I'll counter somebody's spell and it goes into the exiled zone with the time counter, and because no mana was spent to cast it, when it comes back, Lavinia just auto counters it. It's so mean, bro.
Oh, James.
this one we really just want to.
James Willis is building a retro cube, like out of retro cards and frames. Why I sent him a Mox. My first Mox I opened for my Brothers War, the legendary Mox, the one who cares about legendaries. And when I sent it to him, he's like, I'm building a retro cube. And he's like, I need to get a copy of those guild gates in retro frame now for that cube.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
I would do the same thing, man. And a retro cube sounds like a cool idea. I have yet to build a cube, and I do have interest in it. I certainly have a collection big enough to build one. So, yeah, maybe I'll have to hit you up about that off scene, about that.
To make sure that we had a lot of different eras in different parts of the set, right? So a lot of these are going to end up skewing a bit more recent. Some of these are just more powerful. They still see play today. Lavinia, huge in Commander.
Yep.
Right, turning off free reactive spells. We also ended up leaning into the split cards just because they're kind of hard to reprint outside of this context.
Yep.
And
That makes sense. And they did feature themselves very well in Ravnica because of the dual colored nature. So
Right, but I've always been a fan of the split cards.
Yep.
Yeah, me too. Ever since back in the day when they did it in it was like Apocalypse times or something like that.
Mhm.
We've even seen them showing up in Pioneer as of late.
Yeah. Yes, for various reasons. But yeah, we were just waxing poetic too about Sphinx's revelation. Its time has come and gone, but boy was.
I actually had that cast against me in a modern game about 2 days ago on Moto, so it's still around in the shadows of the clouds.
Yeah, it's a limited all-star still.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's a great catch-up card.
It's gone. It feels so good to resolve.
It does. It feels really
You
good.
count the cards out of the top of your deck. You go.
It
I will
feels
give
really
1, 2,
good.
3, 4, 5 life.
I still have this in a few commander decks. It's still out there.
See, it's everybody's sweetheart. Sphinx's revelation. Oh, that's great.
All right, let's look at the uncommons, which forms some of the backbone of the drafting strategy.
Ooh, boy, those are some spicy hits. All of them.
Yes.
Azorius Guildmage was our card of the day not so long ago. And you get Remand reprinted? Damn.
Yes, exactly. And Condemn, basically jank Path to Exile. Now here's one, man, I'm gonna have to do a video about it later, which I'm late to it now, but Forecast, basically the old grandpa version of the newer Foretell from Kaldheim. I was gonna predict that this was gonna actually make a comeback in Ravnica Remastered, and
well, no, the Forecast is kind of a bad ability.
It's horrible. I didn't say it was good. I just said it was gonna make a comeback.
The fact that it makes a comeback is interesting. Well, Sky Hussar is actually one of the better Forecast cards.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Who doesn't love to untap the creatures that they control? Especially considering that the Forecast mechanic requires you to tap stuff. So, yeah. Anyways, this is a great block of uncommons here. I feel like there should be more, but there probably is. We're probably getting like a 90% preview today.
Probably.
So we've got Azorius Guildmage, Sphinx of New Prov, Azorius Justiciar, Condemn, and Remand, 2 favorites of mine. And then Sky Hussar, which, as we were saying beforehand, the biggest mistake you can make with it is to actually cast it.
And
Wow.
Cast it.
I think this does a decent job of showcasing something that we were speaking to a moment ago, trying to make sure we represent each era of Ravnica.
Yep.
Especially in the limited environment. We tried to skew a little bit older. We wanted to give people that sort
Bro, pre-release and sealeds and drafts of this is going to be so hot at the LGS.
So hot.
of throwback.
Paris Hilton, where are you?
draft.
That hit of nostalgia. Yeah.
Exactly. You can see 4 of these are from the original Ravnica block. And we do actually have all 10 guild mages and all 10 of the new age, what we call CCDD uncommons.
Yeah.
Oh no, they did not give us another acronym.
Acronyms. Getting you to think.
Yeah, let's rewind that real quick.
From the original Ravnica block. And we do actually have all 10 guild mages and all 10 of the new age, what we call CCDD uncommons.
Yeah.
So that is the Sphinx of New Prov, CCDD, referring to the colored pips in the top right corner.
Yep.
Oh, the two and two for the 4. Okay. And they have all 10 of the guild mages, like they were saying. That's sweet, bro. It's gonna feel very genuine to the older Ravnica experience.
Having all the guild mages.
Yeah, dude,
Guild
Azorius Guildmage is definitely one of my old favorite cards. I don't talk about it too much because people don't like being tapped down and countered, but it's nice.
Right. And like the Simic Guildmage was powerful in the set back in the day. All right.
This was something that made sure that you still got to do the multicolor thing, but you weren't being 4 or 5 color kind of mishmash of removal and card draw the whole time. You actually got to be an Azorius mage.
Right. All right, and we also see on here Forecast as well as why am I drawing-
Detain.
Detain. Thank you. Forecasting Detain. How did you work out the mechanics that were chosen for this set?
So we actually ended up
Jeez, we just looked at what the old cards said and said, let's put it on the new cards.
Right? It's like, well, it
Wow.
was in the set, so it seemed like an automatic shoe-in.
Yeah, what kind of a question was that?
trying out, I think, all of them. I think we literally tried all of them. We ended up with 26 of 29.
Okay.
Actually
Okay, that's a very more data-driven answer, and I do like that.
making into the set at the end. Unfortunately, some of them didn't quite hold up to modern heuristics, or the cards were too weak, or didn't play as well as we necessarily thought they would in the limited environment.
Okay.
But these mechanics are things that people associate with the guilds.
Yeah.
And so it was
Right, like I was saying, genuine Ravnica experience. That's awesome.
Yep.
important to us to try and fit as much of that flavor, that feeling, evoke sort of you are
Yep.
whatever guild you want to be a part of during the actual gameplay.
So just tons of mechanics back. Which 3 didn't make the cut?
All right, so
Oh, here we go. What's the guess, boys?
Mm.
Hellbent. Hellbent. I'm going to say it before y'all. Hellbent.
Hellbent, that's got to be in there.
I would like to see it in there, but I can't think of any others that might be, just that are coming to mind right now.
Well, Hellbent, I wish they would have fleshed out more in Ravnica.
Right, because
like-
madness and discard is such a thing.
Right. Like, the Madness should have been in Ravnica's future sets to go with Hellbent. I don't think Madness ever made it into Ravnica, but it would have been a shoo-in mechanic as one diversifying the formats as they went to guilds later on, discarding cards from your hand to get that Hellbent thing, giving people the ability to manipulate the reasons why they have no cards in hand, other than the fact that you aggro yourself out, and Hellbent hopefully helps you.
Right. Yeah, you just spend all your gas. Pardon me. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, well, before I press play, Hillbilly, do you have a guess? And Tortoise, do you have a guess for a mechanic?
I have no.
Other than Hellbent, Riot. No, Riot was grow.
Oh, yeah, Bloodthirsty and Riot. That's
Bloodthirsty,
right, guys.
Yeah, Bloodthirst.
Okay.
Right.
And we're guessing Rakdos themes, right?
No, any. There's
Serval.
29
Serval's gotta make it
total.
back. Serval.
Surveil. Well, was that a Ravnica mechanic? That
Yeah.
seems like a. Oh yeah, it was a Dimir mechanic. Duh.
Then Graft. Graft has to make it back.
Graft has to make it back, bro. If they don't bring Graft back because it was too overpowered, there's gonna be uproar.
Yep.
Yeah.
So those are my guesses.
So you're saying that they won't have it because this is the 3 that didn't make the cut.
Right. Oh,
All right.
Didn't make the cut. I was thinking the ones that made the cut. Sorry.
No, these all made the cut. Those that you named, I'm gonna assume made the cut. But yeah, there's 29 total for Ravnica Remastered. 26 made the cut, so 3 are what we're guessing.
There's a mechanic in the original set I didn't think make the cut, and it cared about colors. Like for each color.
Oh, like a domain type thing,
Yeah.
but for okay. All right, we'll put that on my notes here.
You talking about devotion?
No, Devotion was Theros.
Oh.
Well, gosh. do 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 do. Guess
power.
the magic mechanic.
Oh,
All
and
right.
a little piece of information is I'm still in the middle of building a Ravnica cube.
Oh, okay. Do we have anybody on comments that wants to guess? I don't know how many viewers we got right now, but a guess from the crowd would totally be spicy here.
All right, we got 2 concurrent viewers. Hello.
Howdy.
Howdy.
right. Well, I guess I'll just go ahead and let it guess play here.
Cypher didn't end up making it. Most of the cards.
Ah, yes, Cypher. Why did I not guess that? Even though it's in the Lotus Fields flipping Pioneer deck with the Hidden Strings card, it's like the best Cypher card. I can't believe I
Wait,
didn't
they're
guess
saying
that.
Cypher didn't make it back?
Yeah,
The
Cypher.
Whispering Madness is not in here. That sucks.
Huh, good call. Good call.
Because Whispering
a little
Madness
bit too weak for
is a
limited,
will.
and you know,
Cypher, yeah.
Undergrowth I think was the one.
He says, Cypher, yeah. Wow!
Undergrowth?
Poor Cypher, don't worry, buddy. I'll buy you some Taco Bell.
We tested the most and had cards coming in and out of the file, and it ended up kind of falling right on the outside looking in.
Okay.
Just a little bit hard to make that one work as consistently as we wanted,
Sure.
since no other drafters really wanted it.
Yep.
And then finally, Radiance.
Oh, I talked
Consistently as we wanted.
over number 2. I'm sorry, guys.
No, Radiance is the
looking
one
in,
that
just-
I was talking about earlier.
And it
That
ended
is-
up kind of falling
Yeah.
right on the outside looking in.
Okay. Mechanics back.
For guild, you can fit as much of that flavor, that feeling, evoke sort of you are
Yep.
whatever guild you want to be a part of during the
Uh-huh.
actual gameplay.
So just tons of mechanics back. Which 3 didn't make the cut?
All right, so Cypher didn't
Mm-hmm.
end up making it. Most of the cards were just a little bit too weak for limited,
Yeah.
and you know.
Cypher, yeah.
Undergrowth, I think, was the one we tested the most and had cards coming in and out of the file, and it ended up kind of falling right.
Undergrowth. Okay, that does make sense. I'll have to research what exactly that is, but
Undergrowth cares about cards in your graveyard.
as I would assume from the context, and recalling it from Golgari cards.
Yeah, Undergrowth is a good mechanic. I wonder why it was too odd.
Right. Well, it said that it came in and out, so it was probably a fine line. I'm willing to bet that Radiance and Cypher were automatic no's, and then the Undergrowth was the really tipping point.
Probably because Radiance is the
don't-
one that cares about colors.
Yeah.
The outside looking in.
Okay.
Just a little bit hard to make that one work as consistently as we wanted,
Sure.
since no other drafters really wanted it.
Yep.
And then finally, Radiance was one where the cards weren't too weak, but too frequently people were shocked that it was symmetrical.
And in fact, if you've ever cast Bright Flame and wrapped your own side as well,
Right.
you just kind of, yeah.
At one point, we even
Super feels bad moment.
looked at Bright Flame as a possible downshift to uncommon as a sort of CCDD card. And
Sure.
Brian used to go, oh, this will be fun. This is cool. This is a lot of master sets have this downshift, and then exactly like you said, someone
Yeah.
wiped their own board and went, wait
Oh.
a second. And it was
The
like
minute you do that and then your opponent
James
points
says
it out
revoke.
to you,
Yeah.
you're just like,
Yep.
oh, yeah.
You said evoke or revoke?
Convoke, the one where you tap
Convoke.
creatures, reduce cost of spells.
Oh yeah, was that a Ravnica thing? It was,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah, Court of Calling has Convoke, and it can originally
Oh,
came
yeah.
in.
That's right. Yeah, it was one of the cards of the day. Boo. I put that up there.
Right, exactly. And we just, at this point that it's happened 2-3 drafts in a row in the building where people who would know this
Yes.
work,
Yeah.
we kind of go, maybe this is actually taking away more fun than it's adding.
Yep. Makes sense. Oh,
They had some foresight there. They're able to forecast.
on board. As someone who bright flamed themselves
We've all done it,
accidentally a
right.
few times. That card looked so good. All right, now let's look at some of the commons from the Azorius Guild. Some fantastic ones here and some ones that have even
Woo! Repeal, Judge's Familiar, Deputy of Acquittals. Nice.
Yeah, that bottom row I'm all about. I actually, circa 2020, I bought like 4 or 5 foils of the repeal for my modern blue deck or Azorius deck. So yeah, good card.
Azorius Arrestor is like the best card up top.
Okay. Yeah, gotta love the detain action for 2 mana body.
Right. It's pretty solid. Love it.
Heck yeah.
bit of constructed play. I remember.
Oh, and of
Judge's
course, Judge's Familiar. That's going to be an all-star.
Familiar, Repeal, and then a lot of these have some pretty good gameplay in Limited as well.
Yeah, and something that I think this slide does a good job illustrating is how proactive a lot of Azorius is.
Yeah.
So this is sort of a macro thing we had to do during game design a lot, was try and push things towards actually attacking people, dealing damage.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about playing white-blue in this block, in this kind of ecosystem, is that it's actually aggressive.
It can be. That's
It
what
can
makes
be.
because Ravnica not only is a control in Azorius a control color, but it does care about its aggroness. That's what made it. That's what makes it unique compared to other sets.
Yeah, it's a good mix mash of that.
Multicolor sets so frequently lend themselves to slow, grindy, attrition-y stuff that's naturally going to happen, which means we need to sort of pressure the other direction on purpose in order to make sure that games are taking 8-10 turns instead of 20.
Yep. Someone in chat noticed that Judge's Familiar got a downshift. How much in this set did you do downshifting or upshifting?
It varies a little bit, right? I want to make sure that we show some love to the Popper community. We thought Judge's Familiar would be a really cool downshift.
Yep.
There are a couple others that we're going to get to show off here on the stream.
I bet there's going to be a lot of new decks that come out with that play pattern that just open the game right out the gate with Judge's Familiar.
Right.
Yeah, and because it's white and blue, it goes in a lot of decks, and 1/1 flyer for 1, classic.
Right. It makes you wonder what cards that are rare will be shifted to uncommon.
Yeah, that's true too, huh?
Right. Cause like Rakdos, the Rakdos card that costs black, a red, and X, where your opponent discards card, loses life, can be uncommon with the power level of today.
True dat. True dat.
Yep.
As many as some past remastered sets, given that so much of Ravnica has sort of taken place in the modern era. It's closer to our current heuristics around rarity. But as evidenced by Judge's
That's the second time she's used that word.
Familiar, it's not that it's a complete drought.
Yep, absolutely. All right, cool. We're going to keep going alphabetically, so we're going to move on to... Oh, wait, actually, no. We're going to see the Booster Fun, because we had some additional Booster Fun here. And this is where we can see some of those retro frames of some of the...
Out of all those cards, the Condemn looks the sauciest.
It does look pretty spicy in the retro frame. I'm about the foil though. Any viewers out there want to give TCG dude a Christmas present? I'll take a Lavinia old frame foil, please.
I didn't know my Kethis decks. I like playing it in Commander, getting an old border. It just looks right. I can't.
It does.
I don't know.
I have a Commander deck, a blue-white Commander deck actually that is entirely retro frames.
See, I'm not the only one.
4 older cards that had the frame originally, and some of these will be going in there. I think Sphinx's Revelation did already get it.
Hit you with the you betcha, bud.
Brothers War, but some of the others will be some great additions. All right, next up.
Oh, that's my graphics card.
Boros. Let's meet some of the rares from that. We have a wide range of rares here. We've got
I used to play Blazing Archon in the Reanimator deck because it was just so amazing.
Yeah, absolutely, man. What the heck? Yeah, I should run that in my Abzan Reanimator.
Right, creatures can't attack you.
Yeah, it's simple, dog. There's not many other ways that deck that I run loses. Except through damage.
All them cards I approve of. Hellkite Tyrant, I need a copy of that card just to have it in a deck.
Right? I mean, it's probably one of the biggest bangers of Gatecrash. It was a mythic originally, and it's been downshifted to a rare now, which is interesting.
Right?
Yeah, I wonder what that's going to do to the price. So this video dropped yesterday. I'm really curious to see. We'll have to do a stream later, maybe, and just gloss through some of the prices of the RTR and Gatecrash stuff. That'll be fun.
That would be fun.
And then last but not least, here are split card Response and Resurgence. CMC 2 for Response, CMC 5 for Resurgence. Who really cares about the Response? It's a little bit of battle tricks there, which is nice to have. But the right side Resurgence, man. Creatures you control gain first strike and vigilance until end of turn. So you're attacking without tapping, and you get that first strike, bro. After this main phase, there is an additional combat phase.
So the thing about this card is you're like the Resurgence is like better in Commander, but Response is better in like a multiple card format where you can multiples of copies of it. So like in Limited, if you pull like 2 of these, you can run both of them and use one early game, one later game.
Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah, no, what's interesting is that this is the first time that I recall And obviously this is a reprint, but I personally don't recall seeing a split card with two different card types on it, right? They would normally both be instants or both be sorceries, but this one
Right.
actually has instant on one half and sorcery on the other half. That's kind of cool.
It's probably where they got the idea for adventure cards.
Oh yeah, that's a good thought.
Using
Yeah.
Archon, an occasional reanimation target, Hellkite Tyrant, and then Response Resurgence. Tell us about these, Carmen.
Honestly, a lot of these were kind of just making sure that we got the cool stuff from Ravnica.
Yeah.
Right?
The cool stuff.
Retro frame Jitte would be cool.
Always
Yeah, you have to go a
tournament
set
staples or
before
something
this to
to
get that
effect,
though.
But some of these are just fan favorites, right? People love playing with Hellkite Tyrant. It looks really cool. It's so powerful in Commander. It's the kind of thing where you look at it and you go, oh, 6 mana, 6 power dragon. I don't know about this. But then someone steals your Vedalken Orrery
Yeah.
or whatever with it, and you realize, oh, there's a lot going on here.
Yep. And it happens to say you win the game if you have 20 or more artifacts.
Not hard with tokens.
Yeah,
Not hard with
really.
Hobbits' deck.
Yeah, and the treasures and everything makes a token. Oh, and the map tokens now. Oh my God, Hellkite Tyrant
Food
just went up
tokens?
and yeah, bro, that thing is an easy win con.
Not these days. It was a lot harder. Back in my day, it was a lot harder. All right, let's take
Yeah, old people pants.
a look at some of the Boros uncommons. We've, of course, got the Guild Mage and
Whoa.
Captain leading us off. And there's that Lightning Helix that we just actually announced is going to be standard legal come Murders of Karlov Manor. So you can get this version, you can get that version. All the versions work. But
Yeah.
tell us about this slate of uncommons.
What do y'all think?
It's not as impressive as the Azorius list, but the Lightning Helix and the Guild Mage are like the hottest cards on this list.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sunhome Stewart is like the third best card on this list because he's aggressive and pretty good. That 4-drop card up top in the middle.
The CCDD.
Yeah, that card. The CCB. Blah, 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 blah. It's not that impressive. Like literally this whole set, like of cards are showing us, the bottom middle card, the Mistral Charger is a very generic creature. Like, how's that supposed to impress us? It's like they didn't want to overbreak the game by putting in the better card.
I think they may have held their punches a little bit with Boros. I suppose you're right on that. I think in practice that CCDD True Fire Captain up top will probably play out fairly well. I do see Angelic Exaltation make plays here and there, but yeah, I think you're right. Lightning Helix and the Guild Mage are the saviors of this block of uncommons here.
Right. This is a very limited set of cards here. Like good and limited. Like I would like in a perfect world that Myrtle Charger or that Mistral Charger should have been in a card with an ability on it. That's from the set, not just evergreen.
Yeah, I suppose you have a point there. I don't know. I think it'll be all right. One of my
It's a 2-mana
cousins from
flyer.
I know it's a Pegasus though. Check this out. Check it for the art is really pretty, and it's Niels Him, who's a classic Magic artist, by the way.
Right.
But no, I'm just saying that like it's okay that it's not an all-star for everybody else, but there's people like my cousin who's a female that got into the game early 30s. One of her builds first Magic orders online was for Pegasus cards and dog cards, and so she built the Pegasus deck. So it's kind of cool to see that throwback in there a little bit, and just like that support and that imaginative space, that creative space to be reached.
But like in this format, there's a 1-mana 1/1 with double strike. That's red and white. That could have been in here.
I guess you're right. In play on the battlefield, it probably won't hold up very well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel you.
And some of this wasn't an accident, right? There's some part where we knew that Lightning Helix was going to be standard legal.
Yep.
And we worked on this, and we wanted people to be able to get the original art. Some people
Mhm.
really care about which versions of the cards that they have. They
Yep.
want to be able to express themselves in deck building when they're actually playing it.
So they had to pay extra for that Lightning Helix art from Kev Walker. Is what they're saying.
They better. They better. I mean,
Uh,
that's a classic.
And so making sure
Yeah.
that this card actually made it into the set
Yeah.
was a huge priority.
I do like that art too. I'm not gonna lie. After getting the Double Masters 2022, I do like the Lightning Helixes I got. They look fantastic, but there's something
They do.
about that old art.
Oh hell yeah! All right, I'll be back. I gotta use
Yeah,
the.
and we'll
the
show it
restroom.
in a moment, but it
Okay.
does get a retro.
Oh,
frame
yeah.
finish,
Oh.
which looks
Do not
fantastic.
get me started. I mean, you can get me started in a
We'll get
second,
you
but,
started in a
but,
second
but not
on
yet.
that.
But not yet.
Yeah. All right, first let's get you started on the commons of Boros that we're showing off. Yeah, we were talking about Sky Knight Legionnaire, which might be like the epitome of a perfectly designed Magic card.
Mm, I wouldn't say epitome of perfect, but I would say in the A grade. A grade. It would only get a B plus from some jerk. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Oh, I take it Hillbilly took off too. Is it just the two of us? Just hanging out here?
guess.
Oh, well, holy crap. I don't want to leave a lady alone, but I kind of need a little more than smoke. So I might just kind of take advantage of this quiet moment for a second here, if that's all right. Hillbilly! Thank you. Hey, man. I'm going to take advantage of Tortoise's little potty break here, and I'm going to have a quick smoke.
Go.
All right, cool beans.
So how's everybody in chat doing? Let's see if I can get chat on this. I'm on mobile today, so Mrs. Hibble can join us. Let me see if I can bring. All right. What's up, James Willis, Dark Master? Make sure y'all check Cards Artopia out. Well, you can get dice bags, you can get dice boxes. You can get heck, you never know what you can get at Cards Artopia because she's always coming up with new ideas. Make sure y'all check it out. And I'm glad.
Hello. Hello. The Earth is round. I'm back.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a good idea, Hillbilly. Let me do what you did, but put a little more shine on it since I.
Oh yeah.
You want some amazing, cool Magic the Gathering product like dice boxes, like you saw earlier in the show. If you want a cool, sweet Magic the Gathering dice bag like this, or you want to get a lapel pin that says "salty," that's right. Or how about a Sarcasm +5 D&D pin? That's awesome.
Love that pin.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. Or the Skull D20 pin, pretty good. You can find all this and more at cardsutopia.com. You never know what you're going to find, but you always have a good time finding it. Go check out cardsutopia.com.
.com.
That's right.
Figure Mrs.
That's
Hibble
right.
would got that on that too, but she didn't.
Boys and girls, we're in overtime. Yep, it was planned that we were going in overtime. Plus, if things go correctly, we should have the Prime Tortoise tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Prime Tortoise.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, TCD had to go take a little break too.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. That's why we can chat. We're in no hurry, no rush today.
Yeah,
I mean, dinner's gonna be easy to make. We're gonna have eggs and sausage for dinner.
Huh?
Oh,
Nice, bro.
breakfast.
Breakfast for dinner.
Right?
Hey.
Can't go wrong with that.
Hey,
Mm.
Hey, Taurus, you wasn't expecting Mrs. Hillbilly to be on it, was you?
No, but I don't mind. She's always welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. More the merrier.
More the merrier.
I guess you can say I got you.
Yeah, gotcha.
Heck
Well, I was
yeah.
wondering why he's looking a lot better when you showed on screen and we found out it was her.
Wow. Heck yeah. Well, Tortoise, while you were having your break there, they were discussing the commons, the Boros commons, and old Blake or whatever his name is was basically shouting out Sky Knight Legionnaire in the bottom right corner, saying quite possibly the epitome of the perfect Magic card. What would you say about Mr. Legionnaire being the perfectly designed Magic card? Agree? Disagree?
In today's standard, it can cost one generic less. It could be red white and do the same nowadays. It's really good. It's a perfect designed Boros card for sure. It's always been favorable, but it's like in the realm of Magic the Gathering nowadays, it's very bland. But when it was first designed, it was a hot card. But like I said, if you dropped it by one generic mana, it cost a red for a 2/2 flying haste, it would be perfect.
If I were to respond to that, I would say make it an uncommon for 2 mana, and I'd agree. But at 3
Hell yeah.
mana,
Yeah, no, right. Uncommon would be fine, but as a common, it's all right. But like I said, they could just drop a mana off this now.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and press play, and this is your show, and I feel like I've been kind of at the helm here for pressing play and whatnot, because
You're good. Well, if there's a spot where I want you to pause, I'll tell you to pause.
All right, thank you. That works.
And then a slew of other things that reward attacking.
And Sky Knight Legionnaire was one of the ones we were talking about right before the show started. This is one of my favorite cards, maybe in all of Magic, where it's just so clean. You go, you know what? That
side quest while we're doing this, guys, because we were having difficulty remembering the 29 mechanics. Maybe let's try and see if we can point out the ones while we're doing this. I see Battalion up on the top there.
Yeah, Battalion was a good one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember that Mentor is like one of the best mechanics for the set.
Oh, okay.
that is a red and a white card.
Yep.
I adore that. But this slide also shows off how some guilds, it was really easy to figure out what they were supposed to do in the limited format.
Attack,
right.
yeah.
Mixing and matching with Azorius, for example, was a little bit tough, where how do you make Detain and Forecast work?
Yep.
And we put work into that. Boros, on the other hand, Mentor, Battalion, faces the place, baby. We know what this deck is doing.
Yep. Now, you didn't go overboard because...
I came here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum.
We were talking about this beforehand. You left out the Trumpeter, correct?
Yeah, no.
Bane of my existence.
There's so many cycles in Ravnica that we had to basically just pick one for each sort of thing. And I thought Sky Knight Legionnaire was a bit more fun than Thundersong Trumpeter, even if the Trumpeter will always have a special place in my heart.
Yeah,
Wait,
it'll
pause it.
have a special place.
Gotcha.
Pause it. All right, they're saying it was hard to choose a certain mechanic for certain things, so they kind of stuck their guns to one.
Yeah.
But when we went to Gate Crash and everything, they were priding themselves about how they designed all the mechanics to work with the other mechanics from previous sets. It's because they work together. This is full of bullshit here that they just wanted to be lazy and just stuck your guns to one mechanic instead of trying to actually build a functional draft system out of multiple mechanics.
Yep.
I suppose that is a good point, man. I'm curious if they design new cards. I don't because the draft environment theoretically should be familiar if it's just a remastered set of all old cards, right? But just amalgamated into one product. The physical play experience should be the same, but if they put new cards in, that's where we might see the shakeup.
Right. Well, can you imagine, really quick, because I wanted to talk about this a little, is like this is Derek's little red cap theory time. Can you imagine if they treated this like the original Future Sight set and actually put in cards to represent cards we'll see in the future of Ravnica? You know, to be like, maybe this is like the future guild leader, or this is an event that happened. You know, like a board wipe that was like a Boros board wipe that was pretty powerful, but that's an event that was happening later. Because one of my dreams was whenever we returned to Ravnica, it was to release Nicol Bolas.
Oh. That's not a bad idea. I mean,
No.
I as a player of the Time Spiral era, loosely, yeah, seeing the Future Sight cards, like going from, I guess I should rewind half a step here and say that my entry into Magic, while early in the 2000s,
Right.
in retrospect, advanced very fast because I saw like 7th edition Onslaught, Apocalypse, and then of course janky 4th editions, whatever, in the bulks. And then quickly 8th edition and the MTGO and the little preview pack thing came out, and then a couple years following that, Time Spiral, and then Future Sight had a new frame. So we go from old frame to modern frame to Future Sight frame in the span of 7 years. You know what I'm saying? So for them to experiment with that once more in the Ravnica Remastered is not outside the realm of ideas.
Oh no, like I love the Future Sight frame. Like watch this. They're all the basic vanilla cards, but James Willis was so awesome I didn't realize that's still a thing. It was so awesome to give me the full cycle of this old left-handed frame.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Right? I love them.
And awesome, James, man. A great gift there.
Yeah, it was a great gift. It was amazing. But yeah, anyways, like they could have done something like that. I thought the Future Sight idea was a great idea.
Yeah, dude, honestly, they they like the idea at Wizards as well. The only thing stopping them is the CCDDs and Progenitus. It was literally Progenitus was the killer of the Future Sight frames because he couldn't fit the pips on the card. That's it. That's the story.
That's the story.
That is.
Right. And can I throw in one more theory?
Sure.
I think as much as the set kind of sucked, I think not Kaldheim, the new Capenna was set on Ravnica.
Yeah. Was it?
They haven't said, but they told us they told us it's in a plane that we've been to before.
I thought it was a new plane, yeah, and if it's a new plane, it would mean that it can't be Ravnica because it's new.
Nope,
you know what I'm saying?
They specifically said it was in a plane. It's a city in a plane that we've been to before, but they weren't telling us which plane.
Misheard. Okay, my bad. Yeah, I don't know. They apparently, according to the Magic historian, at least I follow him a lot, and he's the lore guy, right? He was very disappointed in the lore of New Capenna and saying that it wasn't very fleshed out, and to even attempt to return to that would be difficult just for it, but to even mesh it with the rest of the existing Magic.
Yeah, it was a very underwhelming set with a lot of overhype.
Yeah. I still like the Triumphs, though. I'm happy that they were able to at least have a good mana base with that. That's probably going to be that set's saving grace, outside of some of the Planeswalkers and a couple other janky cards.
Well, there's some good cards in the set that are going to accrue in value if they don't reprint them, like the Charms and the Ascendancies. There's solid cycles in that set, like the lands, like you were saying. Like there's going to be value in that set long term as long as the reprint stays in that set.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Shall I press play, sir?
Let's press play.
Not far with that. All right, let's take a look at some of the booster fun coming out of this. We've got Hellkite Tyrant, which gets both the retro and the Japanese inspired art.
Oh, that
Blazing
full art
Archon
looks
gets-
nasty.
Oh, man. Lightning Helix Old Frame. Let's go. I got a Naya Old Frame deck, son. Let's
Dude.
get it. Yeah, and Hellkite Tyrant. And Blaze. All three. Whoo!
That retro style art that might be going in my blue-white deck. And then there's that retro.
I might order a
Lightning
pizza
Helix.
today and celebrate.
Yes, you will. That is standard.
Pizza.
February.
Tell me it just doesn't look like a card from Apocalypse or something.
It does. It absolutely.
And then when I say order pizza, I mean pull one out the freezer because I'm poor.
would have
It's
been
not
like
delivery, it's
invasion.
the order.
Right, exactly.
That's all right.
I don't know. Some of these they're just right. I don't know. Maybe I'm old, need to go.
You know what? I'm right there with you. So, all right. Next, let's take a trip to Demir and take a look at.
Ooh, Tortoise.
Mm,
It's your spot, bro. Yeah, man. Do I want to do you want to take over and read and talk about this? Take the reins here.
So Demir, we have. Sorry, hell, the spittle of coffee. The mirror has some good cards, but like I don't like this version of Lazov as I do the 4-drop one that clones a creature that goes in the graveyard. But this is pretty good. Mind Leech Mass is solid for a limited card. This is definitely a limited scene for that card. And Connive and Concoct is really powerful and limited. So this is a sign that they probably paid attention to this house or this guild more than they did with Boros.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, seeing some love here is really nice, but maybe not the kind of love you're looking for. The Lazov that I would have thought would be here would be the 4-mana one, the CCDD one. But I imagine that because they were bringing in that whole terminology and they're having all the guild mages with the other CCDD cards, they wouldn't want to confuse the rare or the guild leader or the representative.
Well, they haven't spoiled the whole set, so maybe they downshifted from the rare or from rare to uncommon. You know, who knows?
That would be crazy to go from
Because
mythic
every
to
Ravnica,
uncommon. That'd be a headline.
Yep.
right? It won't be the first time.
Oh, goodness.
But they've done the opposite too. Remember, since the Dividing Top is an uncommon, and it's been printed at Mythic ever since.
Is it a mythic? Yeah, I thought it
Yeah.
was rare in the master set. No.
Well, I guess it
mythic
varies
now?
on which master set you go to.
Okay.
Where,
but it upshifted though, is what you're saying. Yeah.
And like I've seen Luxon on Warhammer go from common to rare to common. So
Oh yeah, that's a banger of a card.
yeah.
I used to run that. That was one of my OG all-stars in my green-white kitty deck. Yeah, and the origins of TCG, dude. There, I used to roll green-white kitties. Meow.
I have a friend who's like messaging me on Facebook right now, and he's like, I want to build a deck that's all counter spells, removals, and junk. I'm like, and he's like, I just want to stop people from doing anything. I'm like,
He wants to
okay.
sit at the table and say, "You're not playing Magic. I'm playing Magic."
Right.
Really?
Oh goodness! All right, so we got Lazav the Multifarious, Mind Leech Mass, and then Connive and Concoct for our split card.
Right. Mind Leech Mass is the best card on this front page. It's expensive to play, but you're in reanimating colors. And that means you're going to be running Sultai Reanimator, probably. Because you do have Vigor Mortis in this set, or you should. It has Trample. Whenever Mind Leech Mass deals combat damage to a player, you may look at that target player's hand. If you do, you may cast a spell from among those cards without paying its mana cost. It's a 6/6 with Trample. That card is sauce.
I'd rock it. If I was running my like Demir Mill deck, more attack base, I would probably throw him in there. But I do a lot more non-permanent type mill in action. But let's see here. What about the Connive and Concoct? What do you think about the split card there? Do you think that they could have gone with a different one, or is that really just the only Demir rare split?
It's like it's the only rare version that's really good. I mean, there's better versions of split cards, but this is one to represent them. And what you really care about with this card is Concoct side, where you surveil 3 and you return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Connive is not as good because you're paying 4 mana to steal a creature with power 2 or less. But
you can steal a man with that.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Right, you can steal some powerful cards with this. Like like if they show him, he should be one of the card rares that they showcase from the set. Is Bob? What's his name?
Oh yeah, Dark Confidant.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that reprint, to be honest with you, because I only have one copy and I got it from original Double Master.
Yeah, I need a couple copies of him and I have 0.
Yeah, I feel you. Honestly, not half bad. Not half
No.
bad. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and press
it's-
play. Is that
like
cool?
I
So we
said, he
can get
played
to
it
the
for confined.
uncommons.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Some of
Let's
these
go.
we've got Lazov, the Multifairies, Mind Leech, Mass, and Connive Concoct, which has also seen some play recently.
So Lazov is one of these downshifts, but we did want to make sure that we actually had a cool legendary creature that played at least okay in limited.
Yep.
For each of the color pairs. At one point we looked at Surku, which was the most popular card out of the original Ravnica.
Yep. God, Circu.
but-
I haven't thought about Circu in a long time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I mean, at
card
the
was
time
great.
it was awesome.
It was great,
That
yeah.
glimpsed the unthinkable. People were like, wow, what are they doing? It was
Yeah.
so cool. Somehow that wasn't the strongest mill thing to come out of OG Ravnica.
Oh yeah, glimpse the unthinkable. I need a couple of those.
But those Mind Leech Mass, I know recently, well, I say recently, a year or so ago, this became more popular because of a horror commander precon that we ended up
Right.
releasing.
Yep.
And I was really glad to be able to kind of squeak this one in at the last minute and go, wait, hold on.
Yep.
People want these for their decks. We need to get it in here.
Cool. All right, let's take a look at the uncommons. And of note, these are not encompassing all the uncommons. You know, some were shown off yesterday. The full card image gallery is going to be up.
So this is the first slide of uncommons that we've seen 4 instead of 6, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good list too, though.
Yeah.
Not half bad. We got Fairy Rogue support from Night Veil Sprite. We got Vampire support from 2 cards in the form of Moroi and Night Veil Predator. And then, of course, we got the Dimir Guild Mage. Yeah, I mean, if I were to say something, there could have been other choices that may have even been better choices. But if you didn't have these, it would have just been, bad. You would have been remiss to not have these as a tribes being supported where they need to be.
Well, drafting Ravnica and different formats of different Ravnica formats. All these cards have seen heavy play in limited.
Okay.
So
I guess I come from a very constructed mindset. You know what I'm saying? I hardly ever do anything limited. Like I'll do a random kind of a sealed with the old lady once in a while, but that's a sealed thing. And limited's passing cards back and forth, and 40 cards. We kind of go jank with 60, sometimes 80 cards. Whole stack of cardboard. Let's go.
that Mirari is pretty powerful. 4 mana 4/4 with flying, and you just lose life at the beginning of your upkeep. A 4 mana 4/4 with flying is pretty solid.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Now we can roll.
Up at the end of the show, but this gave us a template of things to talk to. We see that Dimir Guild Mage, we see that CCDD Night Veil Predator, which is impossible to beat. Impossible. Maybe you change the draft format a little bit, but I could never beat that card ever. Night Veil Sprite, one of my favorite cards, and Moroi.
And Moroi is one of my favorite cards. This was just
Flying Death Touch Hexproof is pretty bold. That's a Terminator of a card almost, bro.
Right.
I think this was the first Magic card when I was newer where I thought, you know what? I'll lose life and it'll be fine.
Yes.
I don't mind losing life if I get a powerful thing for it. Just being able to play with this again in limited, it's just kind of tickled me.
So tell us a little bit about what Dimir is trying to do in limited.
So Dimir is actually one of the most, I would say, generic sort of decks.
Okay.
Right? Most of the mechanics here don't really speak to one another, or even an archetype. We've kind of made Surveil evergreen at this point. So it feels a bit less Dimir than it did.
Come from Ravnica. That's
a good talking point. That's a good talking point. We should have a video about that sometime. What's the best 4 top 3 mechanics to come out of the Ravnica, ecosystem? And I guess Surveil, especially as a dude, I was practicing Modern Mill yesterday because I was planning on going to an LGS here, but we got hella snow, and I just went to the I went to the gas station and was like, I was like, no, I ain't driving across town to play Magic, dog. So I just played online, and Surveil is definitely helpful for that. So I agree, it's a good mechanic.
A couple of years ago. Transmute Not really going to build a whole
Transmute,
deck
another
around that.
amazing
It's just going
ability.
to come up and be cool. And
Oh yeah, don't even get me going on that.
it happens. And finally,
I wish
Cypher
it
was
did
tweeted.
transmute more
So
often,
this is
to
when
be
the-
honest.
Well, of course, me too, but it's really powerful.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Actually just leaning into what people expect from their blue-black deck, and that's to be a sort of slow, grindy control, take over the game with card advantage and removal.
But pause it.
Demir Guild Mage.
They said Demir the slow, grindy deck. Have they not played their format?
Nope.
You mix Demir with another fucking color, right? Another color like green, red. This becomes an insane card type, the same archetype. The deck is more powerful. You're not just building 2-color decks and limited. Like,
Or this
This
is like,
showed
I'll
me
go
that
from Demir to Grixis real quick, man.
right, right. There's because like you're looking at your bombs and your removal, and Demir is more of like that. Demir is more of that like ability thing where you kind of lean in on for the ability, the effects like Surveil and whatnot. Then you're using the other third color to kind of lean into like your burn spells or your counters, your counter magic or your bombs, because Rakdos has some pretty good bombs in it. Yeah, you're not grinding out with Demir if you're playing it right. If you're doing straight Demir, you're kind of just sticking your guns to one guild and not playing the limited format right. I mean, there's a reason why they give you guild gates in every pack here. I feel like they don't play test their set very much. If that's how it feels.
They did mention that Demir performs as a jack of all trades, master of none type thing. So that it kind of comes with the territory, I suppose.
Right,
Let's see what the commons are, huh?
Yeah, let's see what the commons are.
In spades. It's not, in my humble opinion, it's not the best long game guild mage, but it's up there. It's probably top 3.
Oh,
long game
definitely. I mean, this slide encompasses a lot of it, right? You have your card advantage, you have your unkillable threat, and then you have your selection for the early game.
Absolutely. All right, let's take a look at the commons that we're going to show off. So we've got
Hell
some
yeah.
of that
Hell yeah.
of Phantasms. Those of you.
That's a saucy commons list right there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I agree. We got Transmute, Surveil. Oh my goodness, we got the spy over there that's banned. The persistent petitioners, that's money common. Oh man, these are all bangers, man, and they're all playable. It's not just that there's value or flavor there.
And Transmute's coming back.
Yeah.
In the set. Like
Hey.
that's hella cool. Whisper Agent, Last Grasp. I mean, this is pretty solid. Stay Sorb, what's up? What's up, James Willis DeLawson? I know I missed someone. It's been a while since we said hello
Darc
to everybody.
Master.
Darc Master, what's up? Yeah, Darc Raven, what's up? Sorry, we've been so involved in the thrall, so if we don't get to you, it's not on purpose. If you want to join, Stay Sorb has a link, so if he wants to jump in, he can. All right, let's get back to this.
Yeah, we've been driving this ship for about 1.5 hours now. Way to be there, guys. We're doing it.
Who played the Heartbeat Spring deck back in the day? Just palpitations right
Throwing
now.
it back.
Yep. Balustrade Spy, banned in some formats. Demir Honor Guard, and we've got Last Gasp, one of the original premier 2-mana removal spells, and of course, Persistent Petitioners.
Oh yeah, and believe it or not, that card has won games in playtesting before. And
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think it was.
Okay, so forgive me, I'm not going to zoom in, but if you know the art on that card, and if you've done AI art before, the persistent petitioner that's kneeling up front most with their hand looks like their middle finger. Oh, so good.
As Andrew Brown had ended up having 3 or 4 of them in a Demir mill deck one time, and that was his kill condition. He just had Drift of Phantasms, Persistent Petitioners, and a Dream.
Yeah. It's a good dream. It's a good dream. The Demir House,
and it's a good dream.
holds a special place in my heart because obviously it's in there to transmute. You transmute it. You go get your 4 mana whatever. It's kind of like a Diabolic Tutor sort of deal. But I have cast that card and
sacrificed most of the time.
in limited, absolutely. And it was also it wasn't impossible to beat, but it was real hard.
This is, and what I love about Dimir Houseguard is, to me, as a designer who works on cards a lot, to me this is the oldest looking card in the whole set.
Yeah.
Fear?
Yeah, this block, this, like, if we were to take all their freaking PowerPoint stills right now, just looking at this batch of cards makes me feel like I just time traveled back to OG Ravnica.
Right.
Yeah.
Good cards. Good fills.
Don't do that anymore.
Yep.
Sacrifice, sell it for free. Don't do that much. Regenerate.
Yep.
Don't do that anymore.
No.
Like, it top to bottom. I look at this and I just get nostalgic. It's so cool to actually get to sort of play with these sorts of things again.
Yep. 100%. All right, let's look at some of the booster fun from Dimir and a lot of those cards that we just talked about. Plus,
Yeah, I was so jazzed about the transmute effect that I forgot that Dimir Houseguard regenerates. That's crazy. I run a modern insect deck, and my SwarmYard actually regenerates my insects, and it operates different now. It puts a regeneration counter or whatever essentially on it. It's not removed from combat, yada yada anymore.
Look at all
Muddle
that.
the
3
Mixture, another
transmute
transmute
cards.
card. Get
Old
Yeah.
frame.
retro frame treatment. The retro frame for transmute.
Ooh, this is a hot still as
Yeah,
well.
one of my
Mhm.
I'll put that on my monthly calendar.
Right.
Yep.
favorite things about these, and this is me just being an old fogey, but I love that you actually can get
It's just me being an old fogey.
your text version of these cards in
Yep.
any way.
Yep.
Right, we tried that for, I think it was 10th edition, has the cool foil time stop
Yep.
that just has a 3-word text box.
End of a turn. Yeah.
Right, but actually
Yes. Wow.
getting to
Okay,
the
I got a
full
question for you,
Yeah.
TCG
For
dude.
moi. Okay.
For ya, this is a personal opinion question.
Oh goodness.
What artwork in the old frame do you think looks better between Dimir Houseguard and metal with the mixture?
Oh, just between those two, the left and the right there. Oh man. Honestly, I enjoy the art of how funny Muddle the Mixture is. But dude, Dimir Houseguard just looks like it's been a Magic card. It looks like it's the godfather of the skeletons, you know?
Right. I like
He
Metal the
belongs
Mixture
there,
a
bro.
lot. Like the artwork in that old frame. It looks pretty, but they both look good.
Well, if it's the blue, like what you were saying at the very beginning, talking about, oh, the art doesn't fit in the retro frame that well, bro. This fits so well in that, but I don't know, that Dimir Houseguard just does it for me, man.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's just the take I wanted to get from you.
Hell yeah.
All
know
right.
who's buying these cards, right?
Yes.
The people who are going out and getting Ravnica Remastered are mostly
they know what
enfranchised
what it
players.
means.
They know
Yep.
what the cards do. And
Oh,
They
that
know what it
Miley's
do.
fast.
you just have the ability to open really cool retro frame cards like Lazav, Mind Leech Mask, etc.
That is actually really exciting. So they're expanding into the possibility, like, you know, people be talking about, oh, there's maybe 1,000 cards to make commander decks out of, right? There's that many legendary creatures out there now.
Right.
The fact that they are making old frame, retro frame commanders out of modern era cards is really cool. They're expanding that even further, essentially.
I agree.
Again, for your horror deck, you've got the retro frame there for fans of that old frame. Yeah, the Mind Leaf Mask, again, it looks like it should come out of Invasion Block.
Yeah, you just look at that. And
Yeah,
you go,
it
"That's
does. Yeah,
Mask."
exactly.
Rat
I would have
or
had that right next to my legendary dragons in Invasion.
All right.
You
Next,
know, Mind Leech
let's
Mask
move
could
on.
have fit into the Innistrad block too as a creature.
Yep.
It could have. Yes, I agree. That art is just awesome. It's from Kev Walker, man. He's an OG artist.
Oh,
He
gee.
knows magic. You know?
Continuing
Yeah.
alphabetically, we're going to go to the Golgari. And we've got some...
Ooh.
Bangers. Wow.
Bangers.
Band bangers, but bangers nonetheless.
Golgari
We've
Grave
got some
Trolls.
all-time
Bangers
tier.
top to bottom.
Yeah.
Come
on. Golgari Grave Troll, banned, unbanned, rebanned, Deathrite Shaman, banished, and then Find Finality, which was a fantastic card in its day in Standard, and gets a reprint here.
Yeah, it was huge in Standard, and honestly, it's no slouch.
Find Finalities isn't a
being able to
promo
get back
art.
two creatures from your graveyard for 2 mana ain't nothing. And a lot of times, this 6 mana sort of
You said finding finalities using what art?
promo art.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah.
Cool. I like how it has insects. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm about to slot that in, at least into my sideboard on my modern insect deck for flavor, just for flavor.
Half
Flavor
wrap
slots.
at the right table in Commander is just going to be Plague Wind.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Also, stay tuned for retro frames. We're gonna get to those in a moment. But first, uncommons. We got Golgari Guildmage again. I said this before.
Ooh, I love Dredge coming back. So
Yeah.
hard.
Uh-huh.
And that Putrefy. Ah!
OG art. OG art.
Nice.
I'm trying to read the Fungal Rebirth. Return target permanent card from the graveyard to your hand. If a creature died this turn, create 2/1/1. Oh, that's pretty good. This is a solid list of uncommons.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I can full screen it. I think. Would
Right.
that,
I could full screen it if I want to full screen it. Like,
okay.
like
Yeah, that might help hide our ugly mugs. I'm just kidding.
well, I wanted our mugs in the way. In the way.
I lost all my brown paper bags. Sorry, sir.
You're good. They got a lot. They got
That's
destroyed in the
Guildmage.
flood.
Oh, yeah.
It's just real.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
No, the snow got
we
them
got
up
a
here.
healthy amount of Dredge, some Putrefy. What's going on here?
Yeah, all of this just really shows that we prioritize putting old cards in, getting the feelings of these decks where even if you aren't necessarily always counting the cards in your graveyard for something like Delirium or Threshold or something, you're always watching your graveyard for Golgari Thug, for Moldervine Cloak, for the Guild Mage. Even Fungal Rebirth here is one where it ends up mattering when cards go to your graveyard, what you're going to be getting back, and how that impacts the battlefield. And we found Golgari to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right, let's look at some of the commons that help make it fun. We've got
That helped make it fun.
Ooh. Swamp.
Scavenge. Man, I'm going to tell you now, Golgari is going to have one of the most efficient color combinations in this set. It's going to be the most completed, most set up. Watch.
Heck yeah. Bro, I'm just like sitting here. I just went into La La Land for half a second, just thinking about how hot the LGSs are going to be for like a month or two. Every Friday night, people are going to want to do this. The product is going to fly off the shelves. I don't care what Rudy said the other day, talking about nobody's pre-ordered at this expensive price. Well, of course not. But eventually, the penguin is going to jump, right? And when the penguin jumps, the rest of them follow. So.
Well, like, all right, it's that exact same theory because like the Little Mermaid, the live action remake, bombed in theaters, but it didn't bomb on streaming services.
Right? People watched the hell out of it.
Yeah, people watched the hell out of it when it was cheaper.
So
that's exactly what's going to happen here.
Yeah, but as far as the cards themselves go, they're Golgari commons. I think that there may have been better options, but none are coming to mind at the moment. I may tab over while we're playing here.
Disembowel, just the most fun. Dredge Beetle, Greater Moss Dog. That card reads so plain, and yet it was one of my favorite. It was one of my favorite cards back in OG Ravnica.
Hill Giant was no joke.
Hill Giant with
every
Dredge
turn.
Every turn.
Yeah.
It's when we should have known that Dredge was busted.
I love this new art for Disembowel as well. It almost just like before. There's nothing wrong with the old art, but I kind of love the space of this sort of grim but a little bit goofy.
Yep.
It just. I don't know. It does a really good job of threading the needle and being.
The only two artists that I recognize is Niels Him at the top and then Chippy at the bottom. I mean, I've seen a couple of these cards, but as far as the artists being on other cards that I know.
Right.
All right, now let's take a look at some of the booster fun.
Ooh,
Yep.
yeah.
Bro, get out of here. They put the two-tone on the old frame with Deathrite Shaman. Oh,
that's pretty
good.
Well, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. That Golgari Thug and the green card right next to it, the cloak,
the Moldervine Cloak with the tombstone from the Odyssey era.
Those cards look like they belong there in those frames.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and the Golgari Grave Troll on the left has it as well. Wow, 3 of those have that. Oh man, Nailed it, Wizards. Somebody is getting a raise there.
Hell
Because
yeah.
everybody else got fired. But we're not going to talk about that today.
Those are retro
Nice.
frame Golgari Grave Trolls and Deathrite Shamans.
Man, that was so good.
I love. We got the little
The tombstone.
tombstone in the upper
I
left-hand corner for Golgari Grave Troll.
got to be a little bit selfish on this one.
Yep.
I was a Dredge player on the outside. I've even played it in Vintage back in like 2010. I was so glad to be able to get.
Makes sense why Golgari
most
looks
of the
busted.
Dredge
Dude, like that was me. That was me. I did that.
in the old frame with the tombstone and
But yeah, no, Dredge busted for sure.
everything. And I think this is the first time we've done hybrid as a retro on this
Yeah.
Deathrite Shaman.
It might be.
So if this is something that you think is awesome, we'd love to hear about it.
Yeah.
If you think this
we
looks
will be
awesome,
getting
give us
an
your
email
money.
shortly. I've seen two-tone on tokens, right? They're on like some of the black and white, green and black tokens, insects, vampires, yada yada. But
Yeah,
I think
right.
you're correct on the retro treatment, and specifically that it's the first time.
It is
Mhm.
awesome. Yeah.
Oh, I won't
It's
go
already
into
been
the-
determined. It's awesome.
I saw one in
Yeah.
person. I've seen a foil one in person. It just
God.
my jaw dropped.
I didn't even think about it being in foil. Oh, those are gonna be spendy.
Oh, it's stunning.
Yeah.
Alright.
This is the
Next up,
video
we are
where
gonna move
everybody's going to
on
realize
to
TCG player
the
is
Ghoul.
going to be broken.
And
Ooh.
the
TCG
Ghoul
dude
more
is going to be
information. And
broke.
Again, we get to revisit.
Yeah, I'm gonna open a line of credit just to buy these cards.
Characters
Oh man.
who have died. Rest in peace, everyone. But we've also got Ilharg, the Raiseboar, one of the many Gruul gods, plus Thrash and Threat here.
Right, and this is one where even if it wasn't necessarily as aggressive as Boros, right? Boros all about attacking. Gruul, the creatures are the star of the show, which is exactly where my happy place is personally, to be a little bit self-serving. So I really enjoyed working on the Gruul deck and making sure that if you just played creatures to the battlefield, you'd have an okay time.
Yeah, you can close out games really quick playing those two colors.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Gruul
like
and Dust.
Gruul
Thank
and
you.
Golgari or Gruul with Rakdos is a very strong color.
Oh,
Yep.
Like the
All right, next
identity.
up, let's look at the uncommons.
My bad.
And yeah, Gruul Smash.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah.
what else do? Oh, look, they got so lazy they put a Gruul Signet on the list just to showcase it.
They did a little bit, I guess, to stay with the 6.
Right.
That does fit.
Rhythm of
But,
the
that
Wild
does-
is
Go ahead.
Rhythm of the Wild is like the most expensive card on this list when it comes to value. But like the new art looks sick on it, and I love seeing the old Gruul Guild Mage here. I think this is a
Absolutely.
good lineup.
Oh yeah.
So flavor for me, Wasteland Viper. To this day, I still want to build a janky deck that features a playset of that bad boy because a 1/2 Death Touch for 1 with the Blood Rush. Oh yeah,
Blood Rush.
There's so much potential there. And I'll note for any other viewers out there, Worm Weaver Coil has been downshifted. It used to be a
right.
rare.
Yeah. Oh, and just for you guys who don't know, Blood Rush is an ability. You activate it. It's hard to counter. You have to have a Void Slime or something like that.
I suppose, yeah. We'll have to look into that. You got me curious on that.
Yeah, and Wormweaver Coil is one of the downshifts that is actually showing up here. I think every color has one.
What if they
downshift from
upshifted
old
the Signet
Ravnica
to be
where
rare?
We didn't really want it
Right.
to be the rare that people open, but we did want these cards to show up because they're cool. I know I played a bunch of Wormweaver Coil with Solana Ledgewalker back in the day and thought that was a ton of fun.
Solana
you.
Edgewalker was.
Well, yeah, that.
Yes. Yeah, I get it. And then we got new art there on Rhythm of the Wild, which is a card that still sees. Oh yeah, hate that card, but still sees a ton of play.
Oh, I mean, it's awesome, right? It's just the modern day Fires, if you have me, Maya.
Yep. All right, and then let's take a look at the commons here. There's that.
All right, Wild
Ooh.
Cantor making a return, and that art is sick.
Right. And
Nice.
that art is sick. And also, Rampaging Rendhorn is pretty solid in this list. This is a good list. And Blood
And
Rush.
the Solana Ledgewalker. I'm excited about that
Right,
Elf Rogue.
Blood Rush is coming back.
Mhm.
Blood
Yeah,
Rush. Let that sink in.
Well, Blood Rush was on the Viper card in the last slide. Are you meaning Bloodthirst on the bottom?
Bloodthirst, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually made it on the list. We were gonna guess that may have not made it at the beginning of the stream, but it turns out that it did.
Yeah, Bloodthirst is a good mechanic. I said Blood Rush, and it wasn't Blood Rush that was in the last case. It was another Rush card, another name, but Bloodthirst is amazing.
Yeah.
It was
It was Blood Rush on the Wasteland Viper.
yeah, Blood Rush. You're right, because Blood Rush is right above it.
Yeah,
Bloodthirst is what's coming back that I'm excited about there.
Oh, gravy.
Yeah.
Ledgewalker you were talking about. Rollbelt Maka brings back Blood Rush. Scab Clan Mauler. God, I died to that card so much.
That card's just so satisfying to play with.
Yeah.
Bloodthirst and Raid, probably two of my top 5 favorite mechanics.
Yeah. All right. Tell us a bit more about what Gruul is doing here. We're just going to keep going off into like, remember when?
Wow, that was so cool. Hell of a year 2005.
Yeah, that's kind of what this stream is halfway. Sorry.
Oh, man. Anyway, what's Gruul trying to do here?
All right. Play creatures to the battlefield. Everything here speaks to that and even lets you upgrade them a lot of the time, right? There's a bunch of versatility in the creatures themselves, so it wants to make sure that you can just have, of your 23 spells in a limited deck, 18 or 19 of them are going to be creatures, and you're going to have an okay time. Some of them double as pump spells like Rebel Belt Maka. Some of them are just going to play super differently on the play or the draw with anything with Riot, for example. And Bloodthirst as well is something that can be a little bit polar sometimes, but when it works, it's so nice.
Roll Belt Maka. Another. Ravnica's really good at making good hill giants in Limited. Yeah, that card's a beat.
Oh yeah. And I think this is new art for Wild Cantor, which I'm really excited about.
I think it is as well.
Yeah.
All right, and let's take
a
look at some of the booster fun for this set. Ilharg gets both treatments, and then a lot of people going to be excited.
Basically, what we're expecting to see for treatments for every guild moving forward. But what do you guys think?
I'm liking that Domri full art.
I am too.
Well, I'm just surprised they didn't put
really badass.
Surprised they didn't put him in a retro frame though.
Right. He
Also
may.
like that,
There may be one that just didn't show.
Right.
But
I also like the rhythm of the wild, that art there too.
Yeah, that's a good rendition of a new art for it.
Yeah, both of those cards, the Rhythm and the Ilharg, are going to upgrade my deck. Faux show. I'm really looking forward to that, man.
Excited about that Domri right there.
Oh yeah, I really love this one. I think getting more planeswalkers in this style of art is just great. I think it's so cool. You get to see so much expression from the planeswalker in
That's a good way of putting it.
a new sort of way, and I just love that.
And then Rhythm of the Wild and Solana Ledgewalker, 2 cards we called out earlier, and a lot of people are going to be excited about that Ledgewalker. It's frustrating to play against, but with different story.
It's emblematic of us being a bit more tolerant of play patterns that we wouldn't be the happiest with today, right? They're still fun in doses. We want hexproof players to have a good time.
Aren't play patterns?
And equipment.
That's a mix of words.
Well, okay, so people just don't like XYZ happening when they're planning ABC, essentially. And as a mill player, I get that treatment a lot. People will scoop as soon as they see a crab. I'm dead ass with you. Like, they'll see a ruined crab or a hedron crab, and they'll scoop sometimes. And it's like, well, okay, fine then. I guess I'll play Magic by myself.
Or, Moldervine Cloak on Solana Ledgewalker. You can just do that.
Yeah. You can. You may not have friends anymore after that, but
see,
what are you trying to say?
It's a thing you can do. Look, I have emotional scars.
You can play mill. It's a thing you can do.
You can't target it. Can't block it. I mean, that said, I cast a lot of Wrath of Gods back in the day. So, all right, moving on. Let's look at one of my favorite guilds, the Is It. We've got some quasi-duplicate. We've got some Ralzeric and the classic.
Ooh,
And then
is
we've
it?
got expansion,
Is it good?
explosion. Maybe my favorite
Is it fun?
Right?
split card, and maybe even the most powerful.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. It's just so versatile, right? So it saw a ton of play during the Team of Reclamation era. And
I personally have zero experience with all these cards. Even though I made a re-entry into Magic Circuit Dragon's Maze, I never pulled a Ralzeric at that time.
Oh, well,
Uh-huh.
Jumpstart is probably one of the best abilities to come from Is It.
Oh,
Prowess would
yeah.
be good in this set too. But Prowess is not a Ravnica. I think Prowess might be in Ravnica, but Prowess is not a Ravnica ability.
Right, its origins are not from there, yeah.
And I'm trying to read the expansion explosion spell. So I don't think they edited the card to say until in turn or something. Because there's like a infinite combo with that.
Okay, well, I'll read it off for you. So, expansion, 2 mana on the bottom says, copy target instant or sorcery spell with CMC 4 or less. You may choose new targets for the copy. Explosion on the top, on the right, for C, C, D, D, and X. I'm going to make fetch happen, boys. Let's go. It says explosion deals X damage to any target. Target player draws X cards. So
Right, but like I believe not this Ralzeric, but there's another Ralzeric that came out. I believe it goes infinite.
Oh! You were talking about the Ralzeric. My bad if I read the wrong card.
No. Expansion explosion is the piece that goes infinite.
Oh.
I think it's another Ralzeric card that makes it go infinite.
Well, this one gives you extra turns, so that's infinite enough for me on the battlefield, bro.
Electrolyze. Electrolyze.
I actually lost the extra turns basically in a modern tournament practice yesterday. That was not fun. It was yeah. I'll talk about that another time.
It could sometimes kill your opponent. And sometimes it just worked as another negate in a counterspell fight. It just got to kind of do it all. Ralzeric being a really cool planeswalker that sees a bunch of play in Commander and Cube alike, where you never really expect it to be that good, but then your opponent plays wide and you're sweating bullets.
I mean, this is my one for maybe my one. It even sees playing Canadian Highlander because you know what it untaps? Time Vault.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
He says, and you know what?
Right.
Part of why it's so strong in Cube, it just does so much.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the uncommons of the Is It Guild. Crackling Drake does still see a lot of play. And then we've got
Yeah, these are all playable cards.
Yeah, playable. They're bringing Adapt back. I thought you'd see that in Simic when you did Is It.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Adapt, yeah, kind of not the most fun mechanic. I don't get thrilled when I see that on my card. I'll say, but whatever.
But Is It Charm is pretty solid, and you got Is It Guildmage coming back.
Right, couldn't not have Is It Charm, right? And to see the charms here, I'm actually excited to get a playset of all the charms for pretty cheap.
Right.
Hopefully they get a retro frame treatment. I'd be really jazzed about that.
Right. Or a full art treatment.
Or full art.
Charm, Terramander, just some.
I think they got full art in Double Masters 2022 recently, but don't quote me on that.
Some real strong uncommons here.
Yeah, these are just kind of the cream of the crop in a lot of ways, where Terramander in a lot of ways probably looks more like a Simic card because it has Adapt, but in practice, really it's telling you to play a bunch of instants and sorceries, just like Crackling Drake, Murmuring Mystic, and so on. This deck was one of the harder ones to tune because a lot of the cards that ended up working well in an instant and pile of instant and sorcery deck end up being those sort of grindy pile of removal decks that we didn't want everyone to be doing.
Right.
So finding the cards that were strong enough to make this deck work, but not so strong that they made everybody do this sort of thing was really tricky.
Just stick to frickin' Jumpstart,
Let's take a
people.
look at the common.
All right. So they were talking about the graveyard and grindy, and I was thinking Leyline of the Void. It wasn't that a card from Guild Pact or something?
I think the original Ravnica set had the original ley lines.
Yeah, so man, that's gonna probably see a price hike because so much graveyard action is just gonna be revisited with this product.
Oh yeah.
to underscore all of that. Of course, Goblin Electromancer.
They're not showing
Of course,
electrolytes. Why?
Research. Tell us about these.
True that. They got Goblin Electromancer though.
Well, I can tell you one thing about compulsive research I learned while working on this set
Yeah.
is that it says target player.
Yeah, it does.
I had literally never had anyone, myself, my opponent, no one ever target their opponent.
Until
ever.
I designed
But
this
that's
set,
allowed.
never read the card before.
It is allowed. I feel like that's come up, but
Oh, it's definitely had to have
but
come up at some time.
It has to have. I don't know. You can misdirect it.
You have Underworld Dream.
Or if you mill them out, gosh, no representation here.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
There are ways.
A few
There are
different things, I
ways.
guess.
There are things. Someone in chat is very excited about Leapfrog. Leapfrog is back.
I love Leapfrog.
Leapfrog's great.
It's fun. It's like kind of punny. It just does a really good job of like. I think sometimes we can just take things really seriously because this matters and it's really cool. But it's fun to just be like, this is a game. We're having a good time. We're playing a game together. And Leapfrog, I think.
Look at my frog. It's fun, isn't it?
And
It's
Frog's
kind
gonna
of
jump
punny,
over.
but it's strong.
It kills people.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are they gonna do? Nothing. It's no still on a ledge walker, but.
All right, I gotta
I
take
think
like
Leapfrog
a
and
10-minute
Burning
break
Prophet
here.
are both really
Oh, okay.
I got stuff to do really quick. It's the time of day. Like normally we're off the live, but this time of day I gotta take 10 minutes. So you can keep going if you want, or you can take a break with me.
I'm okay to take a break. Yeah, that'd be nice. I'm gonna stretch the old legs. I'm gonna stand in here for about 2 hours now. I got a stand-up desk. So
Right.
yeah.
Well, because it's like there's certain responsibilities I got at certain times of the day.
Oh, of course. No, I'm not bugging you on that. Absolutely, bro. I got time. I ain't doing anything else really much today except cleaning the house and stuff. So
All right. Turn on some music while we wait so it's not just bland. Thank you, everybody, for watching, liking the stream. Thank you for new subscribers for subscribing. We'll be back in like 10 minutes.
awesome.
Yeah. Let me blow this up. Let me stop the cam so people know where I'm breaking. All right. Oh, I can do that really quick. Let's do that.
Yep, James Willis, smoke break. You got that. right, where are we at with this show? Everybody back? Just me? Gotta fix my mouse anyway. Oh. All right, and we're back, huh?
Yeah, Hillbilly had to do a run, so he's not gonna be here for a couple of minutes. Let me turn off the music.
Okay.
All right. Let me turn off the banner. Boop. We're back.
And bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. I had to help the kid. The kid goes to work around this time of day, so I help get some stuff ready for him to go to work. Then I have to feed the cats for their soft food, and oh man,
It's a whole thing.
it's a whole thing. Yeah.
I hear that, bro. I just fed my dogs, actually. So, or my dog, I should say.
All right.
Okay, well, I suppose without further ado, we can just get right into it, huh?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we left off with Is It Commons here, and these have been up for long enough that we can
Fun
probably
because they
just
also
blast
just
through this
tell you
slide.
to play your cards on your turn.
Yep.
Which a lot of times you play instant sorceries, you kind of sit on your hands, play draw go, and
Yep.
that can be frustrating to some players. Huge.
On Rouse, Eric gets the.
Okay, cool. And so we do get the old frame treatment. Nice. Just like in Time Spiral. I think they only did the Is It charm for
Right.
Time Spiral Remastered. I'm hopeful that they do it for the other ones.
That Ravnica looks cool though.
Oh, yeah.
See, I'm more of a fan of the full arts than I am the
Okay.
retro frames. But I like them both. But you know, my preference
Absolutely.
is more.
No, it looks great, man. It looks like he deserves his own anime.
Mm-hmm.
Japanese treatment there.
To be
Yep.
this
This shows
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Kaya.
There we go. Going to
Orzhov.
Orzhov.
That's a pretty fantastic reprint there. Teysa, of course, Orzhov Scion.
Yeah.
And then Revival Revenge here.
And Kaya's
Yeah.
another one of these downshifts that
Yeah.
isn't exactly a legendary creature, but she was a guild usurper, leader.
She's in charge for a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and this card showed up and constructed a decent amount and does a surprising amount of work, even in Commander, just being able to hit Soul Ring.
Yeah. No,
Right.
this card's really good. I've played with it and constructed a number of places, and being a 3-mana planeswalker that affects the board and has a pretty strong ultimate is don't sleep on this card.
It also is just a huge burn spell.
Yeah.
Right, it's the kind of thing, it just exiles a couple cards, this will be fine, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh god, is that gonna do 15?
Yeah. You're like counting.
I've
rate
never
on
been really heavy
or-
into the Orzhov color
you're
guild,
just
so
like, yeah,
this is
okay,
kind
I'm
of
gonna be
different to
dead,
me.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
do
right.
something about this. Yeah, downshift it to rare. Really cool. All right, let's take a look at the uncommons here. So one thing I want to point out
Those
here
are
before we
spicy
talk about
uncommons for the limited.
mechanics of Orzhov,
Especially
is
that Death of
the
Deathless good
CCDD
commander.
card there.
Oh yeah. So Seb McKinnon's one of my favorite artists in Magic,
Right.
and
Seb.
I got a foil of that from Dragon's Maze, and it's only about $5, but probably one of my favorite cards in my collection.
And you know what? I'll probably see the retro frame.
Oh my goodness! You're gonna get me too excited.
That's not one of the creatures.
No, this is one where we kind of alluded to this earlier when talking about Bright Flame. We explored other options for these slots, right? We didn't want to just have the 10 cards straight pulled in from Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Allegiance. We wanted to say, hey, is there anything else cool that we can put in here?
Yep.
And Death to the Deathless is one that we know shows up a good bit in Commander. And I don't think, is it Haunt of Hightower? Is that the name
Haunt
of
of Hightower, yeah.
I don't think that one's necessarily aged quite as well. And we
was-
just
it
want
was
people
fine.
to feel good about the cards
Yeah.
they're getting out of their packs, right?
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing where we know what player wants to own this card. We know who's going to be happy to play with this, and that's enough to send it in.
Yeah. All right, so tell me a little bit about the mechanics that are going on with the Orzhov Guild here.
So this was one of the harder ones to nail down a strict
Yeah, it's hard to nail down a ghost.
Yeah.
identity for. You kind of have an idea of, okay, well, I know there's a lot of draining, there's nickeling and diming my opponent out, but that's not a whole archetype,
Yep.
really. So there's a sort of minor sacrifice theme with Afterlife that ends up playing well with some pseudo Blood Artist when a creature dies, ping them effects. And we tried to be able to pull that together into some life gain, some pinging. It isn't quite as streamlined as something like Boros, but the cards do end up playing well together.
Yep. And someone's asking about Extort, so let's look at the commons. Because there's some Extort right there. And Blind
Bringing
Hunter,
Haunt
which I
back.
was
That's such a
raving
terrible
about
mechanic.
beforehand.
Like I had a
Build
deck
on Inheritance
based on
was
Haunt. It's
shocking.
hard.
That was an uncommon before, wasn't it? No,
Hard
it
to
was a
navigate.
common.
It was a common.
Okay. I just it
Yeah, the Haunt wasn't exactly the most fun mechanic. Afterlife definitely awesome because you get something after your creature dies.
Right.
Extort, ooh. So what's really funny is that it's a life siphon type thing, and that's always fun. But
Right.
B, when Commander was getting really hot, I remember this being a talking point that the rules text of Extort does not qualify a card being Orzhov.
Right.
So,
It's a reminder text, though. If it's a mono white card with Extort, it can fit in a mono white deck or any deck that runs white. But like, here's my thing with Haunt right now. They didn't do Cypher and Dimir because whatever the reasons were, but they're going to do Haunt, which is just as complicated as knowing what Cypher does. Because Cypher, you use it and you may choose to attach it to a creature as an additional ability. Haunt does the same kind of thing where you attach it to a creature and it haunts a creature.
yeah.
Like when it comes to play, you choose a creature.
Mhm.
Then when the creature with Haunt dies, it attaches to the creature you chose. It could be your opponent's, whatever. And when
Yeah.
that creature dies, you get the Haunt trigger back. It's just as complicated. So why bring it back if you're not going to bring back Cypher? That's just bullshit in my eyes.
That's true. I'm willing to bet it was a majority rules thing. That was probably what it came down to. But I was gonna joke around and say, finally, a use for our MDFC blanks.
This still does work today.
It's still, yeah, that card's actually.
Yeah, I
On
go
the
run
back
an errand
side
real quick.
of one of
You're
the crafting cards in LCI,
Yep.
basically.
I've
The
done-
Souls of the Faultless. Yeah, that would be a good one, James Willis.
dagger, I
Yeah.
believe. But yeah, a host of great cards here that are very good at just inevitably what we think.
Yep.
Music.
And a
Fire.
few are at some of the booster fun.
Oh, look at that.
I
That
got what I
old
wanted.
Yeah.
What was that?
Oh, Dead to the Deathless in retro frame.
Yeah, I told you.
And Tesa. That's gonna be an all-star. So there's a lot of humans, clerics, and old aristocratic type stuff from back in the day, and that will be a great commander for those folks.
Oh yeah.
Those asking for different art for Tesa or Zalsani, here you go.
And
Some more commons, and everybody has their favorites. So just because we haven't mentioned it doesn't mean it's not in the set. You'll need to check out the card image gallery to check on those niche commons that people. We all have, like, that's the thing I love about this set is we all have fond memories of a lot of this stuff.
Right, we spent how many times have I said Thundersong Trumpeter today?
Oh yeah.
More times than I've heard Thundersong Trumpeter in probably the last decade.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think anyone has thought about that card this much. Well, I have. But,
You have,
You
yes.
know.
All right, let's
know that
move on
feeling.
to Rakdos for the Rakdos fans out there.
Woo,
We've got some
Infernal
pretty
Tutor.
nice.
Yes. And look, Hellbitten's back.
Yeah.
Yay.
Priest of the Forgotten Gods? Oh, man.
Well, somebody wanted it, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
But Infernal Tutor. Whoop whoop.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
actually pretty cool. I was thinking about slotting that in a deck the
Strong
other
cards
day.
here as well. We've got Infernal Tutor, which is coming back, Priest of the Forgotten Gods, and Bedazzle, which has also seen a resurgence in play due to Discovery lately.
Yeah, that one's been nice. Priest of Forgotten Gods also just showing up a lot in any of the Mayhem Devil one that.
Yep, Mayhem Devil. That's actually a good Pioneer build, Mayhem Devil.
I like how you're fast forwarding it now.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, bro, we got about 20 minutes left, man. And I'm sure we can close out in this half hour if we work it right.
This is the longest morning coffee we've had. We're now an afternoon brunch.
Yeah. All right. We've kind of come out the show a little bit.
Yeah.
Through a bunch more. Let's look at the uncommons of Rakdos. We're bathing in this nostalgia. All right.
Oh, Demon Fire got downshifted. That's pretty saucy. I like that. And so did Rakdos Pit Dragon. Well, that card definitely deserved to be downshifted, but that's a pretty solid lineup for Unlimited.
There's Mayhem Devil.
Oh, absolutely, man. You'll have to watch out for those on the battlefield.
Right. That's
and
pretty
Light of the
solid.
Stage is a all-star. I actually just that was the last spell that killed me in a modern match recently. So
Ooh.
that's kind of cool to see that.
Tell us what's going on with the Rakdos uncommons here.
Downshift.
No.
Put your card on the first.
Don't tell me.
Gobhobbler Rats.
There we go. We're on to the commons, folks.
Ooh, boy.
There's a rat.
Mockerbay
So
Rocker.
we
That's
got
pretty good.
Rat, Devil, Skewer the Critics, which needed a reprint. I
Sure,
mean,
kill
not
that.
really. It's only $1, but you know, for folks that somehow can't find a copy or something.
That new
Not
art on
great one.
Throatkill Assassin's solid too. The top
Oh, that
black card
is.
on the right.
Uh-huh.
You're right, actually. Yeah,
Mhm.
she deserves 2 chalupas.
Yeah.
And Macabre Waltz. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, Mockerbay Waltz.
Love that you're back.
Right. Well, I mean, it's a sorcery for 2 and return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, then discard a card. So it's a little interaction with the graveyard, and personally, I've been building with that. So yeah, cool to see.
Skewer the Critics. Tell us about these.
Oh, okay. So Blade Jump.
Before that, the Liliana art was actually better, but
Oh yeah.
Felt like such a long time coming.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That Infernal Tutor old border's saucy.
I like that. I like the Mayhem Devil.
Yeah.
Likewise, I think all 4 of these are bangers, which is I feel like when we open this Ravnica Remastered product, it's gonna have Modern Horizons 2 vibes as far as opening the packs. I think that's what it's gonna look like, which is really cool because that shit was fun.
Yeah, and Rain of Gore would be nice if it shows up. I think it will. It's a really solid card.
It's seen play.
Okay.
for
Fingers crossed,
decades.
Tortoise.
And
Fingers
know,
crossed.
I looked at Infernal Tutor. I'm like, this wasn't already printed. And
Right.
It wasn't.
It's just the kind of one of my favorite things to do while working here is to do something that everyone just assumes we already did because it's that obvious that we need to.
Yeah, I mean, the retro frames for the rest of these is, you know, my personal feelings on Light Up the Stage and Skewer the Critics aside. They're gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
And those are going to see a lot of play.
Yeah, they fit the retro treatment very well.
Yeah,
I play Modern Burn, have it foiled out. I'm so excited to get more copies.
Right, takes the cheapest Modern deck and blings it out.
Right.
It's okay, I kind of got one of those too, so no judgment.
Piece of Skewer the Critics like this.
All right, let's move on to Celestia. Celestia, we've got...
Hey, our boy Corda Calling.
Put a Colin, Telsmere Wolfblood.
Talking
Ooh,
about
nice.
Court of Calling in
That's
chat
actually a
earlier.
solid-
Here.
Doing pretty nice in Pioneer, I hear.
Yeah, I hear. I'm playing it myself. All right, we got Tolsimir. We've got Assure Assemble. Tell us about these.
Yeah, I mean, Court of Calling is just maybe one of the most, how do I put this? Sort
Iconic.
of intuitive Magic cards ever, right?
Oh.
Convoke has got to be
I thought she was going to talk about its relativeness to Ravnica, but
Right.
top 10 mechanics all time.
Great mechanic.
Pretty
yeah, more talking on Convoke.
easily.
Yep.
And
Yep.
being able to convert small creatures into one big creature,
Yep.
that's just so satisfying to be able to do. This is just, it's got to be one of the most fun cards ever made. So
It's
as soon
super
as-
fun. It's super strong. I kid you not, played with this card this morning in Explorer.
Oh my god. Out of
I mean, it's
context.
just
I
great,
did
right?
that
Like,
this
as soon
morning.
as we were
I
doing
kid
this,
you
I
not.
one of the first cards in the
Played
file.
with
Yeah.
those.
As
Jesus
it
Christ.
We knew
should
it
be.
was going to be here.
As it should be. All right, uncommons. Here we go. We got some more of these. We've got Celestia Guild Mage, another like all.
Yeah, actually, these are all right, but my favorite one is probably Overwhelm. And
Overwhelm is really solid. Overwhelm is probably the best one here. But Devouring Light's pretty solid too on this list. Let's Convoke. Like, I'm surprised I don't see more token generation in this list.
Ooh,
Either.
Devouring Light, you're right. That's bro. Okay, so I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, this card needs a reprint. And here we are. Yeah, it's 3 mana, but it's not really 3 mana. You just
Right.
Convoke it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get rid of your indestructible Eldrazi's, you know?
Yeah, two alarm is pretty good too. Or 2 arms.
Yeah.
That's good for your token strategies, especially the ones where like there's cards in Ravnica that we might see where you tap creatures down for abilities, and 2 arms gives you the abilities and the ability to reset and attack. Because I can't remember the name of the card, but there's a 4-mana enchantment in Ravnica where you tap down a creature to tap down a creature. You tap down your creatures to tap down your opponent's board, then you cast 2 arms to untap your creatures. You got an open range and blockable attack.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'd run that. That's for sure. And I mean, it replaces itself, if anything.
Oh, yeah.
Timer in terms of limited.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Devouring Light, underrated in my view.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's not like people don't value it. It's just they don't.
Pretty powerful.
Again.
One of those class.
Ooh. That is a really good list of commons.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gather Courage is solid because nobody expects the giant growth when people are tapped down. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And the Fist of Ironwood is awesome too because it's an enchantment that gives trample to a creature and
Right.
gives you tokens.
Then you got Rootborn Defense, which populates your tokens and makes your creatures indestructible.
Right.
Like that
Right.
could have been upshifted to an uncommon and no one would have blinked an eye.
That's probably true. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, because you can just board wipe right after that.
Right.
classic.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
And it was so it's
Classic.
Classic.
they're only token.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Ooh, ooh.
Oh,
Gold
I
border
gotta
for
change
Colin.
my drawers. Oh, retro foil cord.
Ah.
Nice.
But that Tolsmere is actually probably gonna be solid too. I bet you a lot of people are gonna make some banger decks out of that.
I can see the future. TCG dude's wife is like, "Where's our Christmas gift?" You're like, "Sorry, I had to invest into something else."
It's pocket sized. I bring it everywhere I go. Oh, God.
Gets that vision. Devouring Light again. You're underrating this card. I think.
The Devouring Light with the reminder text removed makes it very clean looking.
It does, but I love reminder text for cubes.
Oh,
You know?
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Season Commander that should be playing it, and then Call of the Conclave to get one of the most efficient mana-wise cards to populate.
Yeah, and we really wanted to fit Watch Wolf into the set because it's a classic.
Yep.
But because of Populate, it was really hard to not just go with Call of the Conclave because it did play so much better.
Yep, makes sense. All right, last guild. We've still got a bit to talk about though. Simic.
Pardon me.
Blue-green. We've got Prime Speaker, Zagana, Void Slime with that new art.
Oh, this is a saucy list.
Okay. Void Slime. I forgot that was a Magic card. Oh,
really?
my goodness.
I play it. I only have one copy of it, and I play it in my Chilean deck. The card is not nasty.
It's nice, man. I play Disallow, which is a mono blue that's similar. But yeah, Void Slam, that's solid, man. And we got Merfolk Wizard. Okay, they went for that. I'm glad they chose a Merfolk instead of a experimental Kraj or some crazy stupid ooze type thing.
Yeah, like with Void Slime, I will gladly counter an activated fetch land.
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah,
Yep.
man. Shut them down. It's not land destruction, it's land rejection.
Hate. Bit of a tongue twister there.
Another one that even showed up in Pioneer.
I wonder if this is gonna show up in Arena. My goodness, man! With the entry of fetch lands into Arena today, by the way, and Hillbilly, I expect to see you on the battlefield, buddy. Void Slime can actually counter those. That's awesome.
Yep.
Kind of recently.
Yep, absolutely.
I think this Prime Speaker Zagana has a downshift. If memory
Was
serves.
it
I
might
know
have
it
been-
originally
it
was a
is
mythic.
a
It was
Downshift,
originally
it
a
was mythic.
mythic. It might have been printed as a rare somewhere else.
Sure. Either way,
Chat
this
probably
is
knows.
part of the legend
Yeah.
cycle, right?
Chat probably does know. James Willis, Phytohydra, and Cytoshape. Those both sound familiar, and I feel like I should know what those do. But alas, I do not.
Woo!
There we go. Okay,
That's real
uncommon.
mystic.
All right,
That's
we'll go producer Sean Cicero.
rough. That's an amazing list.
Frilled Mystic, Experiment 1, Sharkdo Crab. These are some fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, these are all flavorful. And Cena Farseek reprint, awesome. But we expected it. My favorite, not my favorite, but probably top 5, if not top 10 arts in Magic has got to be Simic Guildmage. My goodness, that thing is so cool, man.
It is cool. I played the hell out of that when it was standard. But my favorite card on this list at the moment is Frilled Mystic. I love a counterspell on a stick.
Yeah, Real Mystic is good.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
You don't have to use Momorvig. They better use Momorvig, or I'm going to be completely upset.
I played that new Timeless
format.
Yeah, Timeless format. They played the Frilled Mystic on me. It didn't work because my creatures was uncounterable.
I got him. That's funny.
Yeah,
I can't wait to dig into Timeless. Yeah, this week is going to be really exciting. I'm going to make some progress on my battle pass for Arena for sure.
They're so much fun. And, one of the things I'll use as a framing tool when talking with people is player hat versus game designer hat.
Mm-hmm.
Game designer hat had to have Frilled Mystic in the set.
Got it.
Player hat, I hate this card. I hate it.
Very well put. All right, let's see here. What do we got next? We got our commons.
All right.
Boiling Oracle, bro. I like to see that.
Coiling Oracle is always good.
Yep.
I'm trying to read that Cloud Fin Raptor. Oh, that's a new
Yeah,
art.
it's a 0/1 mana flying bird with evolve.
Evolve. Yep. That Helium Scourge is pretty solid too and limited. 5 mana. Graft 3, but any creatures with +1 counters on them have flying.
I remember having that in a lot of my bulk boxes, but the art was always so cool. I was like, it was one of those cards that I was like, man, I wish you were just so much cooler to play than you
Right.
are looking.
But it'll be playable in this format.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt.
All-timer classics are
I'm sure it was playable, but I just never ran it.
from the original Ravnica series.
many
It's just like,
more.
wow, what? The designs are just inspired.
Yeah.
Casmina's Transmutation, that was from War of the Spark, if I recall, right?
Right.
Yeah, so they're at least doing a couple other cards besides Nicol Bolas for the War of the Spark inclusion.
I'm not a huge Cloudfin Raptor fan, but
You gotta hand
you
it to
got
it.
like the centered flying evoke, the little baby
He said evoke.
Yeah.
It's evolve.
Just said Evolve.
Cloudfin Raptor.
That's okay. I'll forgive him.
Look at, oh my gosh, and the Coiling Oracle obviously.
It just looks so
you know,
dumb
you
without the
feel
flavor
It
to
just
it.
feels so good.
It does.
Like
It feels
all of that.
right.
Okay.
Again, it feels like Coiling
My
Oracle
dog
has
is
been
barking.
around for so long that
Yeah.
it should be in that frame.
It's just great seeing like that is the first time that text came up, and we still use that sort
I'll be
of
right
thing
back.
so much. It's
All the
so
time.
cool. It
I'll
just
let
plays
this
so
play.
well.
Yep. We have another slide of these. There we go. We weren't done with the Simic. We've got Experiment 1
Oh,
Farseek.
border goodness.
and
A
Frilled
Farseek's
Mystic.
solid.
And Farseek's just one of those nice ones to have, right? It isn't necessarily as Simic or Ravnica themed, but it did take place on Ravnica, and
Yep.
it is awesome to play within Commander, being able to grab even tri-lands with it.
Yep. And then finally, Prime Speaker Zagana gets
Oh, I need that Prime Speakers again. A full art
Yeah.
there. Damn.
Mhm.
All right. There is one more sort of, I won't call it secret archetype, but another archetype, because we talked about the mana fixing slot.
Colorless.
There are going to be a lot of gates in this.
Yeah.
So there's a tiny little gate sub theme. Let's show off
Cool.
those
Oh,
cards.
maze of the maze card.
These were for
Yeah,
the players.
nice.
We kind of alluded to it when talking about Chromatic Lantern earlier. There are some people who are going to sit down and they're going to say, I want to do as many colors as possible.
Yep.
I'm going to take a bunch of lands and I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And we wanted to make sure that if that player does come and sit down, they're being led down a dead end.
Yep.
Right?
Gates
And
are
we
always
didn't have
good.
to commit that many slots
Maze's
to
End,
that
I believe, is the
archetype
name of the
because
card.
it plays so many colors,
Yep.
it just gets to play what it wants.
Yeah.
And
Big
having
Colossus,
Big Colossus, it's just kind of a freebie, right? It takes one slot.
Yep.
And open the gates. It's just good fixing. You're going to play that even if you're not in the gates deck. And a Boreal Grazer in retro frame? Come on.
Yep.
Come
That little
on.
beast sees a lot of play. Gate
Cool.
Colossus is sneakily, because it's an 8/8, one of my son's favorite cards. He happens to. Okay.
It's so cool.
All right. Next, we are going to talk about some collector booster exclusives, because there is a set of cards in this set that are not in the main draftable set, but are collector booster exclusives in retro frame specifically. Can you talk a little bit about
That's
first
bullshit.
why those aren't in the
They
main?
should have the cards available in all the formats.
I
Like, all the-
agree.
All the ways. Like,
Ooh, I
like-
wish I would have heard that. And I just literally walked into that's bullshit from Tortoise. Whoa, what happened?
So they're going to collector boosters exclusive cards from the set, and they're not in the main set. I'm like, that's bullshit. Like,
The retro frame.
like even if the frame is different in the collector booster packs, whatever is in the main set should be in the collector pack, and whatever's in the collector pack should be in the main set, even if the borders are different from the packs.
I mean,
I feel very strongly about that.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing, man. You know what that's gonna do is that's gonna drive the price of the singles up, man.
Yep.
Which might actually be favorable for collectors. So we gotta. An analogy I was using with my old lady the other day is that sometimes get so fixated looking at life through one lens, but like really life is kind of like a kaleidoscope. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many different angles and viewpoints at which you're looking at, the one tunnel of life you're living, right? And so this may be kind of whack in that regard for consumers end, but I don't know. This may help keep this product afloat, or it's gonna flop really hard.
And one important thing you missed is in the set, there's going to be a gate theme that you can possibly draft a gate themed deck. So, they kind of hinted towards Maze's End, but they didn't show Maze's End, but they showed cards that cared about gates.
Right. Well, it makes sense. I mean, where else are they going to reprint Maze's End aside from like a Commander Legends set or something? So, or a really jank Masters set, but it doesn't really fit in Master sets too well. I think of this it has a home here.
Right. Let's play this thing.
Alrighty.
Main set, why they're shifted over here.
Yeah, so in a lot of ways, this set was kind of meant to be a love letter to people who have been playing for a long time. Love Ravnica, and we wanted to make sure that we actually were able to retro frame all of the cards that people think of whenever they think of Ravnica, right? And a lot of those cards don't play well in draft.
Yeah.
And not just in the they are too strong direction.
Yep.
Some of them I think we're going to show this on screen later.
Yeah, we're going to show them all.
Shattering Spree is an example of one that doesn't really play in limited. Maybe you blow up a
Like
Signet,
you want the card, but you really don't want to have to draft it.
Right,
Yeah.
but there is a way we need to make that card exist.
Yeah.
Right, and the solution that I
Like with the Dragon's Maze. Wow.
believe it was the game design co-lead Mark Globus came up with was having some of the retro frame cards only show up in the collector booster.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take a look at some of those. We'll just run through that list. We've got
Spirit Safety
Gambling
should
Shell.
be in the main set.
Nice. Aetherize. I like that card. And Narcomoba.
Nakameba.
Yeah, whatever his name is. My bad. I've seen his ass in the Future Sight frame, and he's really pretty. And he's featured in a couple of really janky modern decks. So
all those cards except Narcomoeba could be in the main set and do good. Aetherize is powerful.
Sphere of Safety, solid reprint. Sell your copies now.
I'm honestly going to want that retro frame of that version. I still want to get a retro frame of a Sigil of the Empty Throne.
Oh
so
yeah,
good.
the one that makes the angel tokens, right?
Yeah,
that one would be BA, bro. And the Shambling Shell before we ramble on. That's another Tombstone, freaking Dredge, Golgari action, plant zombie. Gotta love it, man. That's a staple card.
right. But he's not in the set. He's only in the collector packs.
That's
why I'm saying
it won't even
bullshit.
be draftable.
Right. That's why it's bullshit. He should be in the set. Same with Aetherize. Same with Sphere of Safety. Narcomoeba is the only one that doesn't really need to be in there.
Right.
Yeah.
They're just taking the hot cards that are commons and stuff and whatever else they put in. They're taking the cards people want from the set mainly and throwing it in the collector packs. It's a fucking shiv. It hurts my heart. It hurts my heart.
Right. Oh, Tortoise is like, I got a crack in my shell.
Sphere of Safety, Aetherize, Narcomoeba, another draft or a Dredge All-Star. It doesn't say Dredge, but that's a Dredge card. Turnabout with that
Creeping Chill. I actually have that as a experimental card in my insect deck, so that's cool to see.
the WW comic book art. Creeping Chill, Dark Blast, two more Dredge cards that don't say, Dark Blast, that's Dredge.
You're just taking
There's
the
that
power
Shattering
of Dredge.
Spree that you mentioned. And then we've got Perilous Forays, Wilderness Reclamation, which you mentioned earlier, and Magerite Stone. Now, there is another... It's not exactly a collector booster exclusive. It's not in the main set for very good reasons. For anyone who lived through this time, you'll understand.
Yeah. Okay. So that's it. That's that. It game designer hat versus player collector hat. they had to separate these extra powerful cards to preserve, or at least try to make the playing field as even and fun as possible for limited. That it makes sense. It makes sense.
It still hurts. It hurts. It's like a
Oh,
paper
yeah.
cut underneath the skin.
But
Ain't that the truth?
it also has an anime treatment, and anime treatments can be found in the
Oh God, what's up
draft
with anime
boosters.
treatments?
Correct.
Anime treatments can be found in the draft boosters. That's what I was gonna pipe in with, but he beat me to it.
Correct. This is one that I'll say it's infamous. It's Pack Rat. We've got it up on the screen for you, and this is one where we knew this kind of had a tendency to blow up some draft games.
Yeah, a few.
Right, but it is iconic. It is cool. People
Yeah.
love playing
yeah,
with
it
rats.
is.
This is a card everyone is going to think about
All right.
whenever they think about
Can you pause it really quick?
RTR.
Absolutely.
All right. The anime art on this card is actually not bad,
No.
but
Yeah.
but a callback to a franchise movie from back in the day would have been amazing for Pack Rats. Especially if you've seen the poster art for the movie or the movies, was Critters, where they grouped up into a ball and you saw a big face in the middle.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
kind of cool. Almost like a mere battle sphere, but with rats.
Right. But yeah, because it's very flavorful. But if you remember the Critters movies, it would make sense.
Personally, I never saw them, but I can see what you're saying there.
All right,
for sure.
so quick explanation. So if it's maybe interest you into watching it, they're one of those movies that was supposed to be like a horror movie. Like it came out rated R, but there's nothing rated R in the movie.
Mm.
It's one of those movies that were supposed to be scary, but it was a little more hilarious than it was scary. And after the first movie went off that route, you should definitely give it a check.
Give it a whirl. Okay,
Yeah.
I will definitely do that because I like campy, goofy stuff like Ernest Goes to Jail and
Ernest!
yeah, bro. I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff. Monty
Same here.
Python, I like that.
Mhm.
Hell yeah!
All right, let's go.
Era.
Let's go.
Right. And as a result, we want it to be somewhere in the set, but we do want it to show up a lot less than normal. So this is a card that doesn't have a regular treatment in the set. And I don't believe you can open the retro ones in draft boosters, but you can open the Japanese style art.
Yes.
It's going to be
Which would make it much more limited in that environment, so it wouldn't even really be effective. It would be more for a money or a flavor pull. Interesting.
pretty infrequent, and ideally it happening less frequently creates more pop-off moments than upset moments. But that is something that we did want to make sure was in the set because it is cool, it is iconic, and we want people to be able to have this card.
Yes, but it will. If you see this card in your draft booster, draft it.
Take it and put 39 swamps in
It's
your
nice
deck
to know
with
that
it
those
and
cards are
mulligan.
draftable in the set.
People did that in one game. Like,
Indeed.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not
yeah.
actually-
This card's
yeah.
so strong. I mean, I think it is less strong than it was in Return to Ravnica.
So it'll probably be a small, like maybe 20 card list of cards that are just straight up unavailable in draft packs.
All right.
Because we balance so much around the original hybrid guild mages.
yeah.
So a lot more shocks in the environment than Ravnica or Return to Ravnica had, but still very strong.
Oh, I
All
can't
right.
wait. That
We had a request to do retro thespian stage, so let's do that. Let's get to that.
Okay, I'll call it. Hold on.
We don't need to go. There it is. We did it. Pithing Needle, Karn's Bastion.
Those are all solid, all playable. Love to see it. No arguments here.
Pause for a
which is
bit.
really cool.
Sure.
All right. I'm going to show you that artwork I'm talking about.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, I remember this movie.
Yeah, like that artwork would have been cool on that pig on the Pack Rats.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Agreed.
All right, let's go.
And thespian stage.
Yeah, we technically have proliferate in the set. I think we have
Pithing Needle really
Keywords
didn't
or
need to be in the
commons. I
set.
don't think
Yeah,
we
we didn't
necessarily had
show
on
it, but it's
slide,
there, yep.
Those are the only two proliferate cards. We tried to stick to guild mechanics.
Yep. There
Enter
it
the
is.
Infinite with the Magic Online artwork,
Yep.
as well as Mid-Mizzet Reborn and Maze's End. These are all cards that we think are fun, but we want to make sure that these can exist without necessarily making the draft environment worse.
Yep. And if you show up to a release event at your
See, there it is. The maze is in.
Yep, Migs is
Yep.
in.
And then Enter the Infinite. You know what? That was one of those really pretty Therese Nielsen arts.
Right,
And obviously they don't really associate with her anymore. And
right.
that's unfortunate. But I will say that having it reprinted is cool, and to have it Sphinx related, that
Yeah.
art's pretty BA. I
is pretty
approve
badass.
of their ability to transition from that. So
Boop, boop.
Local game. So
Yeah.
there is a release promo. It's this Niv Mizzet environment. Just a classic. This was
that's right.
when the original Ravnica block came out. This was the card I was most excited about. Day one, I got 4 Steam Vents. I got my Niv Mizzets. I built that deck. I had it going by the end of the pre-release.
Where's Momer?
So, love this card. And this is the
He's like, I gotta load a lien on my house just to build the deck before I let the LGS.
release promo. So check with your local game store to get one of these on release weekend. And then I believe the final thing we have. Oh, we're gonna actually come in on time. Good job, us. we could have spent so much more
Oh,
time.
I could be here all day.
Oh my! There are serialized cards in this set,
There it is, serialized cards. We all knew it was coming.
and I think
Yep.
we have
Mhm.
some of them on the screen in a moment. Maybe. I think so. Nope. Okay, never mind. I'm wrong. Looking at something old. But if you check out the Wizards of Magic X Twitter account, we showed off serialized. I think it was Shocklands, and then there's a couple other that get the serialized treatment as well.
Okay, I'll definitely be making sure to visit that later.
Yeah.
Again, if you head to the card image gallery. Hey, but we talked a lot about Ravnica.
System is 12.
We're
Very
going to the
early.
Q&A.
I think that's their I think that's their send off right there. Well, that was it, everybody.
Cool.
Woo!
We
That
did it.
was awesome. We did it. Only in 3 hours exactly. Woo, woo.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put
hey,
enough
at least
recording
we-
time for later.
Oh
so,
my
so
goodness.
give this like 6-7 hours before you try downloading it because it needs to upload to YouTube. What do you guys in chat think? Was it fun for you? Thanks for hanging on for a long time. You guys are amazing.
Yeah.
Justin Tierney, it's along the lines of Trimmers and Troll too. Yeah, he's talking about critters. Man, you guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. Thank you for tagging along and joining us on here. Thank you, TCG dude, for your premium service down there.
Yeah, we'll work out something. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you, Hillbilly, for being a part of the show too.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And I want to thank everybody for being here again. Song of the day was Arms Wide Open by Creed. Cookie Dude's not feeling well today, so keep him in mind. Let's hope, I don't know what's going on that end. But you guys have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. And with that, my friends.
Shockwave! What is your command, Megatron?
Subscribe for Magic the Gathering and other content for evil fun.
Fear not, Megatron.